Or is it just another TikTok word that people like to use because it sounds good? What's up, Morph? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to set this off early because time is of the essence, and you know Velvet does not like wasting time. What is going on here? Oh my God, did they give me new stuff? Did TikTok give me some new stuff that I don't know nothing about? Oh, okay, they gave me the same boxes. So if you would like to come up and have the conversation, by all means, my platform is open. Here we go. That is to the, I knew my sister was pulling up. As always, Sister V in the building.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Thank you. It is one of those questions.
It is.
It is one of those questions. Because people don't like to talk about certain things. Me, you know me, I like to.
I agree.
I like to dig. I like to dig deep.
This is a good one. I never looked at it from that perspective because I don't use it for that purpose. Maybe that's why. I will say this, for me, I had to set boundaries for myself because I allowed people to cross certain things that I wouldn't check. I allowed people to use me. I allowed people to dump on me and all the things. So I had to set boundaries for me, and that's simply me saying no more, right? You teach people how to treat you. And so for me, I had to set boundaries. But to your question, people that set boundaries to manipulate, I would say those people are looking to get something from someone that they're not getting. And they are using those boundaries to get that, whatever it is, whether it's attention, whether it's love, whether it's whatever. And it's not cool. Let's be clear about that. But I've never looked at it from that perspective. So this should be a good topic for sure.
Yeah. Because what's going on, AC? Good morning. So my question this morning, I got to go back and find it again. I wrote it down. Oh my God. When does setting boundaries become manipulation?
Ooh.
Told you I had one.
To answer.
I told you I had one this morning.
Man, I think it becomes manipulation when it's how do you say it, at a do as I say, not as I do type deal, if that makes sense. Yeah. I just got out of that type of situation.
It's different.
Yeah.
When we think about it, because a lot of times we don't even understand. We don't even know that even setting our boundaries, we are actually manipulating someone. Because think about it like this: if I'm setting a boundary, I'm already telling you what I don't want to do. These are my boundaries. I'm setting them like this, and it's basically you are manipulating someone, because what you're doing is you're actually telling the person how they shouldn't act. You can't. I don't want you to be this way. I want you to be this way. Because that's what a boundary. That's what a boundary pretty much is. Telling somebody what you want them to be.
So and I get that, and I just got a quick little question. So question. So for me, like when I set boundaries, right, it's more so things that I just won't stand for, which is basically, and it's pretty simple, like don't lie to me, I'm typically always trying to find what's the root cause of everything rather than me just starting off being pissed off and then getting nowhere because I'm yelling and blah, blah, blah. So I guess that's where my boundaries stem from. It's just for me trying to figure out what's going on rather than starting off with, a bad foot forward.
Right. So here's the thing, right?
Before we go further real quick, I want to break this down because words have meanings. And I think people need to get really comfortable with being uncomfortable with words, which is why we had the training that we did last week. So let's talk about manipulation and manipulating, ladies and gentlemen. To go to the gym, you manipulate your body. To go to a library and read a book, you're manipulating your book. You're manipulating your brain. What are you talking about, D? That's not manipulation. Let me help you out. To control, measure, or change something. to
Breathing is
control,
fundamental.
to control, handle, or change something or someone with skill in an unfair or dishonest way, or to get advantage. So, also, you have to remember, you're also manipulating yourself when you do certain things. Ladies and gentlemen, we make a lot of association with words, and we this is why we can't have the discussion that we have. This is why we sit in silence on Mondays, so we can replenish that stoic level of ourselves, so we can say, "Oh, I see what they're saying. I get it." Versus, "Oh, you said train, Donovan." It's what?
So quick question for you, sir. Was that the definition of manipulation?
Yes, sir.
So funny. I had this conversation about the word manipulation.
But
It is not a bad word. It is not something that you should.
let me give you the topic. So the topic is, when does setting boundaries become manipulation?
Can I say something? I think setting boundaries becomes manipulation when you demand something from another person. See, me, like when I say I set boundaries, this is me expressing my things that I will and will not stand for, just my standard. But I want a person to be their authentic self, so that way I can see how to measure them based on whether or not they for me or not. I don't want them to try to conform to what I like or what I require. You see what I'm saying? But I do have to set my boundaries, like I said, just to so they know where I stand as far as what my standards, what my standards are.
It's either gonna work for them or it's not.
Right. But listen, but there's a difference between standards and boundaries, right? Boundaries are for protection. Standards are what you want someone to live up to, right? Like your rules and regulations, as opposed to like what just is. So there is a huge difference between what you said and like what you make that mean, because boundaries to me are for protection. Right. I'm protecting myself, knowing, because I know what I can do. Like, hey, if I get angry, if I get upset, or if I feel a certain way, it makes me feel this way, right? So I know what I would do. I'll probably retreat. I'll probably go into I may not speak. I may not do anything like that. So I'm protecting myself, but I'm also letting you know what those boundaries are, so that you don't. So, but there's a big difference in standards, because standards are something that you're telling that they have to live up to, as opposed, and that's the manipulating part where that's what I'm saying. It's like, words do matter. People have to understand what standards are versus what those boundaries are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all talk till I finish eating my food, and y'all gonna get this work. But y'all gotta have.
I set boundaries to protect my time. That way I'm not so invested into something just to find out way later, and then my real blessing done passed me up because I was invested in something that actually does not align with me and my purpose. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, to further point though, standards is a set of norm, right? It's to a point where this is the standard. I mean, this is what we do. This is how we carry ourselves. This is what goes on, and this, that, and the third, right? And boundaries, again, that's offense is a boundary. No is a boundary. Things that I don't tolerate, those are boundaries. But again, I think because we have such a bad
Connotation.
placement, we have a bad placement with words. We rather feel them than actually.
No, they're ignorant. No, people are very ignorant with words, and even the word ignorant, people take to offense, and it's like, what does that mean? Right. It means you don't know.
Lack of knowledge.
Right. Yeah. It's you don't know, and that's the biggest thing. Is like, so then if you don't know, then go and learn it, go understand it. But instead, you become emotional around it, and now you make it mean something about you that no one ever said about you, that you are still traumatized about, Like because someone made you feel that way. So every time that word is said to you, you get triggered.
Facts.
Become defensive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm almost finished.
One way, like one instance where.
Well, guys, because y'all gonna be mad when I'm finished eating. But go ahead.
Okay, this is just one instance where setting the standard can also not be manipulative because what your intent is. Like, for instance, if I'm a date a woman, right, and getting to know her, and I say, hey, my standard is you got to be a believer. If you don't believe as I believe, then we don't have nothing together. That's the standard. Now, I'm not trying to get her to believe as I believe. She feels free to believe whatever she wants, but it's my choice to accept it or not. So that's a standard that I have for myself. Is you have to at least believe as I believe. You see what I'm saying?
I'll tell y'all something. Y'all gonna piss me off this morning. But I love y'all. I love y'all, but y'all gonna get me mad. Yeah.
That's a requirement. That's not a standard though either, because a standard is something you have to live up to. A standard is a way of being, right? So the requirement is for you to, you said that she has to be a certain way. That's the requirement for her to have to be able, for y'all to be together. Because now, would you accept somebody who is not a believer but is willing to get in that space? Then she has to live up to a standard. She has to rise to that standard. The requirement is that you want someone who is in that same faith as you.
So let me say a little something so I can get y'all little juices flowing real quick. Here's my thing when it comes to this boundary crap, right? First of all, why am I setting boundaries to protect myself? Who do I need to protect myself from? From myself? Because the last I checked, a lot of people set boundaries to protect myself from someone that I claim that I like. So why am I talking to her? Why do I want to deal with her? Matter of fact, why am I telling people, well, this is my boundaries. I don't want you to cross them. Listen, we cross streets on green lights. Is that not a boundary? We cross railroad tracks. All these things that we cross at the end of the day. To set a boundary and to use it as manipulation to me is wild. But guess what? We manipulate relationships all the time. We manipulate relationships without even knowing that we're doing it. And we use and a lot of people actually use those boundaries to set to manipulate the relationship. Think about it like this. You set a boundary with a woman. What you're not, these are my boundaries. This is what I don't like. This, that, and the third. Because first of all, boundary is not something that you don't like. I'm just going to be honest. Because if that's the case, you might as well set boundary with half the stuff that woman be cooking. Oh, I set boundaries. I don't like my chicken made this way. But if she make it that way and you don't even know that she made it, you still going to eat it? If you tell her, I don't like something done this way, and guess what? And they do it and it works, are you still going to use it? Even though you set that boundary. So what's the purpose of me setting a boundary with someone? You know what the funny part is? I'm going to be honest. I never set a boundary with my wife. I never told her these are my boundaries. Never. I don't think I ever have told her that. Like, baby, these are my boundaries. It's about learning someone. That's all it is. So if you telling me, I got you, Miss V. If you telling me what your boundaries is, I'm not even going to respect that. But if I have to learn some of the things that you like and what you don't like, that's for me to learn, not for you to tell me. Because guess what? You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. Either way, I'm going to remember it or I'm not. And this is where people say, oh, you made a mistake because you kept doing something that I didn't like. Well, guess what? You just said it. You can't tell me what your boundaries are. Like I'm going to sit there and write this crap down. Because I don't even know if I'm going to be with you that long. And then guess what? I can also take your own boundaries and manipulate you with your own boundaries. Well, come on, Ms. V.
So when you say tell someone that's your boundary, like that's not something you have to announce to people.
But people do it. Think about it. What we say when we were just basically saying it. We got to tell a person what my boundaries are, things that what I stand for, what I don't stand for. When they say we got healthy boundaries, and first of all, stop trying to make everything so ain't no such thing as a healthy boundary. Like that word, it's healthy boundaries. Listen, whether your relationship is healthy or not, that's basically what it boils down to me. And like I said, this is just my thoughts. I could be right, I could be wrong. What's up, Nate?
Example, right?
Okay.
I have a family member that's a cousin. The only time she reaches out to me is when she wants to dump her stuff, right? She got all this stuff going on and she calls me because she knows I'm going to listen. I don't allow her to do that anymore, but never once did I say, hey, cousin, you can't, that's a boundary. You can no longer call me to dump because it's negative and I don't want that. So I just don't, I talk to her when I'm in the mood to talk to her, when I have the capacity to talk to her. It's not something that I have to announce to her. So that's what I'm saying. Why do we have to say it's a boundary? Just move it.
That's the point. But see, that's what people do. They figure I got to let somebody know what my boundaries are. See, for me, I want to learn your boundaries. So that way, if you tell me, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what your boundaries is. This is all about learning the person that you're with so that way you know what gets on their nerves when they get upset. Okay, you know what? I might have touched a nerve. That may be something that she don't agree with or that she doesn't like. That's where I set the boundary of not, I set that boundary of not doing it. See, people get the word boundary confused. My boundary is me not doing something to make you feel a certain type of way. So I have to set a boundary within myself. Period. It's not what she doesn't like or what he doesn't like. This is where the confusion come in because you're telling me what you don't like, and guess what? For me to piss you off, I'm gonna do it just to get you mad. Since I already know what you don't like, and what we do, we start telling, well, you know, I don't like this, I don't like that. Why are we going around telling people in these relationships what we don't fall for, what we don't like, if we know we're never going to be with them that long? So to me, it's like, I'm only going to give you vital information unless I know for sure that me and you're going to be together for long term. If we're looking long term, then I'm going to start giving you vital information about me. But if I know for sure that this ain't really going nowhere, and we could tell, let's be real, fellas. How many times we dealt with a woman but knew that, you know what, this relationship ain't really going nowhere, so I don't need to give her that much information. What's up, honeybee? This is what we do. We have the tendency to open our mouths and keep wanting to tooting our horn and keep wanting to give all this information to all these women and all these men that we're dating, and then turn around, we don't even date them no more. And guess what? Now they got stuff to talk about us. They use all the stuff that we gave them against us and talk about us. So guess what? Sometimes the best thing to do is if I'm with you and I know that me and you ain't really going to be together long term, guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to tell you everything about me. Matter of fact, stop running your mouths. Be honest, keep your mouth closed.
I mean, we've been saying it again. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Yeah.
I for one, I don't necessarily subscribe to it. However, I don't have an issue with it either. So, and the reason why, because people are going to be people. I think one thing for certain, two things for sure. I can come up with a trendy dance right now, and somebody is going to try to replicate that dance wearing the same outfit, and if they can get to the same geographical location, they're surely going to do it. And I would subscribe to people to go ahead and be who you are in the midst of certain people. You don't have to reveal everything, but it needs to be said, like, you know, hey, I'm not big on profanity. If that's something that you come into, hey, can we kind of be cool on being profane in the midst of being public? Oh, okay. Like, you don't have to state it's a boundary, but it kind of become a thing where it's understood. And that's why the communication has to be had of it in instances. Now, does it have to be detailed? No, it doesn't have to be detailed, but it does. Something needs to be in reference of it. I mean, you don't want to be out on a date and a girl just constantly cutting cheese, and you're like, hey.
So, but you know what to do after that. But you know what though? Here's the funny part, right? If she's doing all that, if you already know that you don't like profanity, I'm not gonna sit there and tell somebody, look, woman, you know, we're gonna go out, I don't like profanity. If she's gonna do that, then I know what I'm not gonna do. I may continue that date, and then once the date is over, I'm gonna go about my business. And then I'm gonna call and let her know, listen, this ain't working out. And she's gonna be like, well, why it ain't working out? Why it's not working out? Because I'm just not comfortable with how you move. That's it. Your language is turning me off. But I'm not gonna sit. No, go ahead.
But see, look, sometimes though, like it could calls for just healthy communication because, like, let's use that example of Velvet. If I'm with a woman and I know I don't like profanity and she uses it, I don't know if I'll be so quick to just cut her off because she uses it before I state that, hey, I don't like this, because I might inspire her to grow in that area and be like, you know what? Or I could be confirming something that God already showed her. You know what? God already been convicting me on this anyway. This confirmation. You know what? I'm going to switch it up because I'm really into this man. Hey, baby, I appreciate that. Okay, we can move forward. You see what I'm saying? So
No, I get you.
sometimes just communicating outwardly could be healthy, and it could get you to a point where y'all elevate before you forfeited it, because you could be forfeiting your blessings for a few small imperfections.
No,
you know what I mean? We all need room to grow.
No, respect.
You see what I'm saying?
Respect. But you know what? You took the word out of my mouth. Here's the thing. At the same token, if I know something that I don't like, right? And if this woman is doing it first of all, that person has to be willing to change. And why do I want to change somebody who's already in there? If you already moving in that light and you want to be with me now I feel like I'm manipulating you, because at the same token, it's like I don't like profanity, but I'm also lowering my standards because I'm still willing to deal with this woman, regardless of the fact of, because everybody ain't from God. Every woman ain't a blessing from God. I'm gonna say some of us brothers be like, she's a blessing. No, because if she was, he's going to bring the right type of woman to you. He's not going to bring somebody that has all these different. If you walking in a certain way, because my thing is this: if you walking in Christ, why would he bring somebody that's not walking into your life? You see what I'm saying? That's not alignment. There's no balance there, because that's caused friction. And last I checked, God don't do no friction. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, why would he bring somebody that's walking in a whole nother way than I'm walking? We're not even walking in the same path. At least I'd rather him bring somebody to me that's walking in the path that I'm walking. But see, I get what you're saying, Stopper. But he ain't gonna test you like that. I don't think God truly gonna be like, well, you know what? You are my son. You are my son. You are faithful to me. You are doing all things that I'm asking you to do. But I'm going to bring you a devil. I'm going to bring this woman in your life that's not walking in the way that you're walking. It's confusion, because it'll cause confusion to you, because now, here's the bad part about that. You have a woman, because women have the tendency to manipulate men. Am I right or wrong? Did not Eve manipulate Adam? So therefore, women have the power to manipulate a man, and guess what? That man will switch from walking with Christ to walking with that woman. And he will start idolizing her and start praising her. And guess what he just did? He walked away from his father to deal with this woman. See, this is the reason.
Yeah, but see, Velvet, that I see where you're coming from, but the way what the scriptures tell us is that what God requires for us to be considered equally yoked is that we agree on what was done on the cross, the reason it was done, and that we also agree that he's going to return. As long as we agree is for what's important for our salvation's sake, we are equally yoked. Though he may bring us into each other's lives where we are struggling with things, because even if I'm walking with Christ, I'm not 100% perfect in this flesh. So I can't just say that God won't allow me to inspire the woman that comes into my life if she has a few flaws. You know what I mean? Okay, she uses profanity. I could be the very thing through Christ, his light shining through me to influence her to be better.
But
vice versa.
Here's the best question I want to ask you though. It's easy to say that, but guess what? What we really say, is that God, or is that just us, our flesh? Because once again, the flesh is weak. The flesh is weak. So we can sit there and think, oh, this is, God sent this woman to me. And it could be just our flesh, because we will, listen, a lot of time we will get manipulated. I got you, Stopper. We will get manipulated just by the beauty of a woman. She is super fine. We got caught up in the looks, and we said, God didn't send me a blessing. That's what I'm saying. Not everything, even if you're a man in Christ, not everything is from God. We got to understand, he also gave us free will and the mind to make decisions on our own. So unless you really have true discernment and be like, Lord, is this of you? Or you just telling your flesh, man, Man, that's what I'm saying. It's two different parts. It's easy to say, God did this, this is God's work, this is God's will. Yeah, he want my light to shine. But guess what? Sometimes my light will shine so much that somebody can come and blow out the candle. And now you're stuck in the darkness again because you thought it was from God. Come on, Stocko.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, good morning, Mrs. V. Thank you so much for allowing me the opportunity to be in your presence on your panel, on your husband's panel. I appreciate it.
Who's? That's not my wife.
Wait a minute.
Word.
Oh.
That's my sister right there, but don't, baby. No.
Still a sister.
He trying to get me on the line up on his
Lisa.
Lisa, come look at this. Stop what I'm saying.
Stop it, I'm messed up.
Someone else, okay? And it ain't Velvet.
Exactly. She got a whole different husband, brother. That's my sister right there, man.
I'm glad y'all could get some laughter. I'm glad. Donovan, I'm sick of you being light-skinned along with Dee next to each other. Now, here's the thing that I would like to focus your attention to. Top, what's up, brother? AC, what's going on? Frazier, I see you.
Mr. E131, I see.
Hey, Scott, what's going on? So, here's the thing. I heard both sides of the argument. Now, the question is, are you able to ascertain if someone is sent by God or is someone sent from God? Yes. God has sent people to test you. The enemy went in the presence of God to receive authority from God to attack Job. That was a mission. That was a test. Now, when it comes from God, there is no confusion. This person will be in alignment with God. Now, we say, oh, no, it's not from... Yeah, God is not the author of confusion. And nevertheless, anybody Judas? Anybody remember Judas? He had an assignment. When you are sent to do a specific job. I got to see, if you're telling me that you are of God, I got to see now, hey, okay, what is your love language? What is the enemy? What is the bait that the enemy uses on you to draw you in? You don't know if you are quote unquote healed, if you are ready until you are tested again. Why do they give quizzes and tests in school? If you retain anything doesn't matter, we give you that. And then test. The quiz is again. So yeah.
You breaking up.
Fight back.
But my question, but here's the better thing, right? I hear what you're saying, and I respect what your brothers are saying. But we talking about a whole relationship, and you think for 1 second, if he already knows that you're looking for someone, he's just gonna bring some random woman. I want to test you. I'm gonna test you, my son, to make sure that you know the type of woman to pick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring forth this woman who is truly not really walking, or I'm going to bring forth this woman who's going to break all your boundaries. This is what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, is this.
Okay, point taken, brother. When a diamond is picked out, it goes through tremendous pressure before it could become refined. Same thing is with silver and gold. It goes through fire for it now to be eligible to go around your neck, to be on your person. You have to go through the wilderness. The wilderness is where you become refined. The wilderness is where you listen to God. The wilderness is the test. The Israelites were in the wilderness for 40 years until such time they became ready. God will give you the desires of your heart. However, your heart must be pure in that what you are asking, it's in alignment with God.
But that's what I'm talking about.
If you cannot be trusted with least, how can you be trusted with great?
Right. But if he's giving me the desires of my heart and my heart does not desire that type of woman, so then why would he bring me that anyway? You see what I'm saying? So therefore it's this. You just said, if he's giving me the desires of my heart, my heart desires a woman who is in line X, Y, and Z. Why would he test my desires if he's giving me something that if his word telling me I'm giving you the desires of your heart, but yet I'm gonna go against the word, and I'm going to give you something else for your heart that you don't desire.
Oftentimes we are not.
But I'm saying, but do the math. Think about it. So that means that means that he's going against what he's saying. Just hear me out.
Oftentimes we are not in as aligned as we think we are. Like brother D was saying, we drive in a car thinking like it's just straight out the lot, it's good to go. You hit the road and the car is veering left and right. We are not as aligned as we think. Like I was just telling them before we came over to you, man, about a week or two ago, I realized that, hey, I'm not ready to be married yet because spiritually I'm not connected to God where I can lead somebody the way I want to lead them, the way that I'm supposed to lead, because our direction comes directly from Him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
it's not about the finances. Oh man, you know what? Hey, my pipe game is great. You know, I'm working out. I'm this, that, and the third. No, hell no. The majority of us are not even spiritually prepared for our own selves, much less you're going to be leading somebody.
So here's my thing, right? So if my desires of my heart is of His, right? My desires of my heart is of His. Why would He still want to give me a woman that's not? You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I've been saying. People like, oh, you know, God sent this.
It's not about us. It's about Him. It's for His glory. It's for His glory.
It rains on the just and the unjust, brother. Yeah, let's think about this.
Be a good man.
So what I'm hearing is this. So wait. So this is what I'm hearing, right? If my desires of my desires is His, correct? Right? My heart is pure. My heart is of God. My heart is of the Lord.
Right.
But I'm praying for this Lord. This is the type of woman that I need. He's bringing me someone that I don't need. Because I don't want a woman like the brother said, I don't want a woman but profanity. I don't want all these types of things. This is what I don't need. But yet He's bringing me something that I need, even though my desires is come on, really? So basically now,
let's do this. I'm sorry, I got to get real light skinned on my brother's panel. One thing, people, to the 79 that's here and the thousands that's roaming through here. One thing that's going to happen when you wake up in a day that ends with Y and you call yourself a follower or connected to the Most High, you're going to be battle tested. God, I've been with you and everything's so joyful, so bountiful. Look at all of this we got. Look at everything. Oh my God, what's going on? This hell that has been released upon me. I don't understand, good God. You sent your son. He served. It ain't about you. It ain't about you. It's about my will. It's about my glory. I'm putting you through this for something else because I can't explain to you because your little brain can't fathom all that I have in my hand. I kill you with the information that I speak about, the things I protected you from. Lean into me. Trust in me. Hold on to me. I got you. But this is not a discussion that you built for.
So I love that, right? So what I'm hearing right now is, ladies, and listen, I'm glad y'all put it in perspective. I have to challenge the thoughts. But so what I'm hearing right now is this, ladies and gentlemen. People that we think is not for us can truly be for us. And sometimes we walk away from the blessings that God may have placed in our life, but we don't even realize it because it's not what we want, because we forget it's not of our will, it's of His will. So a lot of times we may have been with people that we may have lost, that we thought, oh, this ain't my type of person. This is the truth. A lot of people are truly not in alignment because guess what? We always go with, that's not my type of person, but it's not your type. It may not be your type, but it's His type for you. And if you are truly walking in alignment with him, guess what? Your type will be right. That person that you think, oh, he don't make enough money. Oh, he's not handsome enough. Oh, he's just too big. Oh, she's not cute enough. She's too small. Something's wrong with her body part. Why does she look like this? Why does she smell like this? Why is his hair like that? All of these things could be this type of person that's been sitting there trying to holler at you. But because we have this type is the reason why we skip out on the things that we're supposed to have and get the things that we want, and then everything that we want don't work out the way it's supposed to be.
Right. Because if I'm really in alignment with God, my wants are not at the forefront of my mind ever.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then
I always say, the Most High blesses us from the inside out, not from the outside in. So this is why we got to be locked in spirit, because this flesh, man, we'll see everything wrong. You know what I mean? But when we in spirit, we have the power to discern things and see, somewhat through the eyes of God, man. So when that woman comes into our life with her imperfections, the thing is that God knows her heart. And he also knows that if you're following me, being the head, and I'm your head, I know who she really is once she connects with a strong brother in Christ that's following me and walking in my ways. I can see who she really is. So that's why I said sometimes we don't want to prematurely forfeit our blessings, meaning they didn't come up looking like a blessing, just like we didn't come to God looking like a blessing. A lot of us came with pum wounds in us. We came with face tests. We came with crying. We came crawling with all type of things. But he still accepted us as we are, and then changed us into who the man of God that we are today. The same with the woman. The Bible says, "For I am your Lord, as you are her Lord." You see, so. We don't really know. The best thing to do is just to stay in spirit, fast and pray on every move that we make, especially when it comes to relationships, like I was saying in the last live, where marriage being the most important covenant under God. And he will send us imperfection as not only a test, but the test is not for between you and that woman. It has nothing to do with but between you and God. He wants you to see where you stand in your relationship with him. You see, and that's the only reason for the test, is to expose again, and that's the blessing from the inside out. But we look for it a lot of times from the outside in. We want it to look like a blessing.
But you know what, T. Fraser, I love that you said that. I'm gonna go straight to you, Top. The beauty of it is, guess what? When he brings two people together, they are imperfected. That's what people understand. I'm not perfect. I never walked into this marriage as a perfect man. She didn't walk into this marriage as a perfect woman. We both had flaws. We both had so many imperfections with us. But guess what? The beauty of it is coming together, you learn these imperfections, you work on them to be better or to make your marriage perfect for you guys. People say there's no such thing as a perfect marriage. My marriage is perfect because it's perfect for me, because I found the perfect person to make myself, to perfect the things that I need to be perfected in my life. That's the difference. There's no such thing as a perfect boyfriend. I don't have the perfect girlfriend. Oh, you the perfect girl for me. If she was, why don't you never marry her? Oh, he's the perfect man. If he is, why you ain't got no ring on your finger? But he's so damn perfect, and she's so damn perfect. Make it make sense. But come on, Top, you got it, brother.
Good morning. I'm happy to hear, the conversation. I heard accountability, which is great. This is just from the world of Top. I'm not putting it on nobody else. I don't believe God sends husbands or wives. I believe it's too much scripture, too much instruction, too much ways to build. He gave too much information for him to do all of that. Tell you who you're supposed to be. Tell you what a husband is. Tell you what a wife is. Tell you what marriage and relationship is supposed to be. Tell you how to love. Giving you constant examples and depiction of these things to then go ahead and choose the woman for you too. He gives you free will. So my thing, if that's the case, then that goes beyond your free will. So I don't believe there's just one person. I don't believe there's one blessing of a woman. There's millions of people on the planet. I don't understand why black men are so they love themselves so less that you went ahead and accept any and everything. If that woman does not show up the way that you want a woman to show up in your life, get rid of her. There's millions more. Why are you sitting there trying to compromise and change or all this other stuff? A person that truly just does not align with you. Like that's weak in my mind. That's weakness. That's not power. Operate in your power. Know that you are worthy, and you are valuable enough to have the basicest simples of things. As somebody come in and knowing how to speak with you correctly, a woman know how to talk like a woman. You know, and so especially if you're supposedly aligned with God, I don't believe these people. I don't believe your preferences of a God. I don't believe that you look the God in your dating. I don't believe that you look the God in any of these things, because your results show different. You can't deal with a woman and value her without having sex with her before marriage. Ain't no God in that.
Come on, bro.
About being happy. There's no God in that. So what are you talking about?
Speak.
A lot of the stuff that people go in and do and slinging scriptures and all that, but your life does not dictate that you're a failure. You failed in marriages and relationships before. You done used and abused women. You done took from women, and all in the name of Jesus. Bunch of people, a bunch of liars. Let's start with the fact of just honoring the fact that you are who you are in Christ. And honoring the fact that even with people being in imperfection, that there's still boundaries and a guideline that people must, that you should require from people to even be in your presence. That's you loving yourself and valuing them. I land there.
So first of all, let me pick up.
Can I say something?
I wanted to pick up where he left off, but go ahead, brother.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to say I feel exactly where Brother Top is coming from. However, I do want to say this though. There are some instances where the Most High will send you the person that is for you, because for the simple fact of, number one, he answers prayers. That's simple. Number two, he says, when we seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, he says all these things. He didn't say some of them. All these things will be added. A lot of time we like to associate that with only financial things, but he's saying all things. And he says that he will give us the desires of our heart. So sometimes he knows our prayers are things that we desire. And if we are aligned with him properly, along with faith, obedience, and a lot of other things, then sometimes he will send us not only the woman or the man, but that thing. You know what I mean? And I just don't want us to be closed-minded to that fact. That I do agree with Top that he's not remote controlling us, sending people to us and stuff. But should you pray for specific things and you are aligned with him, you will see those things manifest in the physical, because he's a faithful God.
Well said.
So what?
You know something? No, hold up. Look, man, we got to stop with the okie doke, okay? And this is the thing. This is the crap that pisses me off. People will say, hey, you know what? You this, that, and the third. There's so much contradictions. It's so much BS. Scripture says, lean not on your own understanding, but by the word of God. In my filth, the women that I have hurt in my lifetime, flipping and dipping them left and right, doing all kinds of foolishness. I was doing it on my own. That was the choice that God gave me. That was wrong. 10 minutes ago, I just said, hey, man, I'm not spiritually ready yet for me to be with a wife. Because I have to go through the wilderness to get right. I don't have the understanding. The most foolishness of God is greater than all of our understanding. You understand what I'm saying? You damn right. I'm going to put everything on God. I'm going to put everything in the scripture. Because when I tried to do it myself, I was a failure. I broke women's heart. I put a whole bunch of souls, soul ties in women. Sleeping with 19 women at one time. Sleeping with 2-3 different women every damn day. That don't make me a man. That make me a punk boy.
You had
through women here, women there, women here, women there, women here, women there. That's a punk boy. That ain't a man. Because a man holds one woman. A man is responsible for one woman. A man does all for one woman. Let's keep it real, man.
I'm gonna say
we
this.
Out here faking jacks, taking up space.
You had
talking a whole bunch of foolishness like we better than the word of God. Ain't none of us. Because we all fall short of the glory of God. At the end of the day, what is best out there? God. If she's not from God, I don't want her. I don't need her. I don't need her to be sent. Because a lot of us, we so, oh man, I'm about this, I'm about that. Okay, you've been divorced. I'm about this, or I'm on a committed relationship. There's no such thing as committed relationship. That is of the devil.
Come on now.
That is of the devil. You out here living and dipping this woman you living with 2, 3, 10, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Talk about, man, you know, I'm just trying. No, man, you are a damn sinner. You are Satan in the flesh. You are not making an honest woman out of this woman. Marriage was created to glorify God. That was the purpose of it. Children is the benefit. Your happiness is the benefit. Smecks is the benefit. Don't contradict what purpose. Don't contradict benefits for purpose. It is all to glorify him. He presented Eve to Adam. She took him on. She gifted him. Hello, what was his name? Jacob? Was it Jacob? Who went in, had to work. He was being tested. The uncle or cousin, whatever the hell it was, gave him the wrong wife. Not the one he had to work for. He worked 7 years for her.
Mm-hmm.
God was putting him in alignment. Was putting him in alignment. He
Was it easy?
The second one.
Was it easy?
No.
But see,
but we are here pretending.
Was he tested?
Yeah, he was tested, man.
But see what
So you telling me this man went from glory to glory and faith to faith?
Hey,
but here's
you go through the combine, don't you get tested?
here's the point. Here's the point, fellas.
Come on, man.
I'll listen to what, but if you listen to what Top said, right, and I respect what he said because he made valid points. There are people out here that claim and using the word of God. They're quoting all these scriptures, using the word of God, using the word to manipulate other women and laying down with these women. This is what he's talking about. He's talking about people that claim that he gave us free will, but he never gave us free will to use his word to manipulate others. And this is what men are doing. Men are out here quoting, but that's what Top was saying. I get what he was saying. That's why I was sitting here listening. He said,
Listen. We're moving the goalposts.
We're not moving the goalposts. We're not moving. We listen, the goalposts been moved the moment we got off the topic.
Hey, but that's why I said, Velvet, that's why I was saying when I started, I feel where Top is coming from.
Right.
Because based on that particular perspective, he's 100% right. However, I was just saying that there are other ways to view it. And as men, we have to get, like, that's why I respect what Stopper was saying, where his transparency, where he said, man, I had to keep it real with myself, man. I ain't ready. Because a lot of times that's hard for us as men because we thinking in the flesh and all we know is what we want and we can care less about what we really need. So sometimes we do have to take time out to ourselves. Like I'm in the same boat, fasting, praying, you know, instead of just trying to go out here and just be like, I just had a woman not too long ago that I don't have no more because I started saying I got to quit going off, she bad. Oh, she look good. You know, these types of things. And we got to get in a sacred place with God on our own and first heal ourselves and begin to master our flesh and get that solid relationship with him.
But that's
God
when
had to deliver me a perversion, and I used to want 2 or 3 women if we're gonna keep it real. You know what I mean? Together. I came from a place where perversion had me in a lock, you know. But I had to work on these things with self first before I could even fathom the thought of marrying a woman.
But you know what the thing though? Here's the thing that we fail to realize is this. A lot of time we want to work on ourselves. We said, I'm working on me, Lord. I'm staying committed. But our flesh is what commits us to doing the things that we shouldn't be doing. If we both do the math, fellas, and we got to be honest with ourselves. And I'm not saying all men, but at the end of the day, when we turn around and we be like, you know what, I'm done, Lord. I just want the woman you have for me. But yet our flesh starts to get weak and we start looking at women in the sexual mindset. Then we get with these women and we wind up laying down with him, like Top said, which is true. There are men right now walking in Christ, but still living with a whole nother woman, ain't even married to this chick. But yet they living together, living in the same household, doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. But these are so-called men that are walking around using the word of God. Same thing with these women. These women walking around, keeping their legs open, but they turn around and be singing up on the choirs on Sunday.
See, that's the correction, Velvet. That's the correction.
But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this, Top. No, hold on, stop. I got you, brother. But let me get my point, please. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is this. And what Top said, I believe, people, if you are truly walking in Christ, number one, here's my thing. If I'm walking, I don't need to tell a person that I'm walking because to me, it's still manipulation. I'm going to tell you why it's manipulation. If he says your light should shine, then that means you should look at me and tell that I'm walking with Christ. I shouldn't have to tell you I'm a man of God. If you can't look at me and tell that I'm a man of God, then guess what? His light does not shine. My light ain't shining bright enough. Because there are men that I can tell just walking and see this man. You know what? That man's walking with Christ. That sister's walking with Christ. They don't even have to say it. They can talk to me in the way that they speak to me lets me know this is a man of God, this is a woman of God. You know why? Because my discernment and my spirit will be humbled to that person the way that I'm talking to them. So at the end of the day, for all of us sitting up here, and I'm not, and I no disrespect to nobody, hands down. But real talk, this is why I don't tell people who I am. I know who I serve, bottom line. But I don't need to broadcast it and tell I'm a man of God. Just listen, it ain't none of nobody's business. If you don't see it in me, then guess what? Then there's something wrong with me. Or maybe there's something wrong with you.
Right.
But what we need to stop doing is broadcasting who we are and just allow our discernment and allow him to shine through us. Not me shining. There's no need for me to broadcast them. At the end of the day, look, he, like he said, he knows my heart.
Perfectly said.
But it is. And on top of that, bro, I would have to, again, walking with God is going to be an uncomfortable walk. Because what people have, and I told you before, your arms too short, your legs too small. You ain't going to be able to box him. Guess what? You ain't going to be able to categorize him either. Because there's things that he'll do for you that he hasn't done for me. Point blank, period. There's a walk in the path he's going to send you on that he's not going to send me on. But somehow we end up at the same location. And again, we want this thing to be so uniformity that we have it, first step, second step, third step. I hate to tell you, it may start off on step 99, take it to step 3000, bring you back to step 1, go to step 5, take it to step 2 million, bring you back to step -10. Again, I hate to be that light-skinned dude on my brother's platform, but walking with God is going to be so uncomfortable. It's going to be so uncomfortable. You're going to have to
And we going to fall short. We going to fall short.
Right.
But you fall short every day, bro. That's the beauty of it.
But here's the thing. When we get to a point, right, and we're saying that people aren't making certain confessions, who the hell are we to determine what is or what isn't? Because did we not get to read about who the disciples was and who they got to walk with after he walked into a room with 300 and some odd people in there, left with them 12? The vagabond and villains that they were? All right. But we got it.
Listen, we fall short. I'm going to be real. And the beauty of it is I can fall short and still wake up tomorrow. And maybe if tomorrow's promised, I can go to sleep and take a nap and wake up. See, a lot of people don't understand that neither. Sometimes taking a nap is him telling you need to rest, to reset. So when you wake up again, and it's why people like, well, naps is for old people. Why do you think old people are living long? Why do you think old people are, because guess what? He's basically telling you, I need for you to take a nap because you've been doing too much. You need to rest for a little bit. So when you wake up, you could be in a refreshed mind. I need to refresh that mindset. We don't know this. This could just like, once again, these are just my thoughts. But when it comes to falling short, there's nobody super holy. I'm sorry. The only person that ever walked perfectly on this earth was Jesus, and we are not him. At the end of the day, we fall short the moment we open our eyes. You know why people fall short? Because when they open their eyes, the first thing they don't do is give God praise. They open their eyes and be like, oh, good morning, and speak to someone else instead of speaking to the person that woke you up. Oh, my bad. Did I really say that? You ain't lying. Get to their phones. They check everything else. Check on the kids, this, that, and the third. But guess what? Did you not fell short the moment he blew breath into you, into your lungs and told you to wake up? But you ain't wake up and be like, oh, God, thank you. Just thank you.
That's the beauty of it, bro. That's the of it. That's why. Because if he was perfect, do we need him?
That's what
But
I'm talking
let
about.
me say this though. Let me say this. You know, our Western culture definition of perfect is to be without flaw. That's not how God views perfect. God views perfect as when you come into the knowing that you are to lean not on your own understanding, that you need your God. You see what I mean? And everything that we lack is fulfilled in Him. Everywhere we weak, we strong in Him. You see what I'm saying? And we have a lot of times where, like to what Velvet was saying, you know, a lot of these Sunday morning teachings are, you know, leading people astray because everybody's under the impression that Jesus was so perfect, right? And that we don't have the capability. He says we can do, and we're going to do even more than the things that He did. He also says that we can do all things through Christ, through Him. He didn't say some things. He said all things. So that shows you that we are capable. We just have to get, you know, spiritually connected and on that level to where we first got to believe it and stop just, you know, we supposed to praise and worship Him, but we stop right there. If you whatever church you go to all year round, they're gonna list the same blessings and miracles that Jesus did when He was walking the earth, forgetting the part where He said we can do even more than what we saw Him do. You see what I'm saying? So that's the part that we have to remember, I believe. And you know, we all gotta, you know, strive to get there. It's a daily walk. You know what I mean?
So I want to do this. I want to reset the room because we went way off topic, But I love it. But we went way off topic. I got to get back. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. We got 168 people. We have 52K. I'm just trying to get to 100K likes. So if you don't mind tapping the screen, sharing the live out, reposting, that's all I'm asking for. All that stuff is free. I just want to reset the room. Thanks. Oh, what you want to say? Something really awesome?
No, it's 200K. 178 people is 200K.
Okay, 178 people, 200K likes. You know, I'm not greedy. That's all I'm asking for. Share it, tap it. That's all I'm asking for. No gifts, nothing else. Tapping is free and engaging is free. So engage with each other in the comments as well. Repost, thank you. So I love the conversation that the brothers that we be having. I do love them, and they're very exciteful. And it falls back to what I want to talk about. When does setting boundaries become manipulation? Because once again, people like Top said, and I love what he said, and I agree with my brother Stop. I also agree with Fraser D. Awesome and all the brothers. But think about it like this. People use the word of God as manipulation. Some men, you have some pastors, some of these brothers will use the word of God as manipulation to get women. Prove me wrong. I'll wait.
Yeah, so it's just your boundaries. When you set your boundaries is for you. But really, when you command certain type of things in your posture, in your personality, in your character, you have to set less boundaries because people already understand and know what's going on with you and how to deal with you. Your boundaries are manipulation when the purpose of the boundary is to change or alter the person. And you don't allow them to show up as they are, and you try to constrict or to direct in a certain kind of way with your boundaries, you are now a manipulator.
You got brothers right now on these apps that be talking to women and saying stuff and be feeding them all these good lines and say like, you know, this, that, and third, but it's all manipulation. They doing it because one or two things. Number one, they want y'all women in their DM, or they will be DMing you because what they do, they go check profiles. Oh, shorty look good. Oh, dag, she's fine. Oh, she looks good. And next thing you know, them same dudes that was sitting there trying to tell you all this stuff is in your DM talking about, hey, sister, how you doing? So they even use apps as manipulation, especially when it comes to setting these boundaries. Listen, I don't set boundaries. I just tell you who I am. And like I said before, I'm not even going to set boundaries. I'm not even going to tell you who I am unless I truly know that I'm digging you. Unless I see something that others don't see. And a lot of times that's the problem that we have. We want to set boundaries with people that we're not even going to be with long term. Because your boundaries, whatever you set to me, might turn me off. And then we'd be like, well, that's not the person for me. How do we know that? Sometimes we do things in advance to protect ourselves. But why am I protecting myself from because I've been hurt before? So now I got to set boundaries. So if you know you've been hurt before, that means you ain't ready to be dating. If you automatically putting that out there in the beginning, You telling me something about you that I don't even really need to know, because who's to say I'm going to be with you long term? So why am I putting it? Who am I protecting?
I mean, again, like I said earlier when we first started with it, per person, per case, per scenario. Everything cannot deserve, or does it deserve, the same approach. Again, if it's a situation where it's starting to become a little bit overbearing, and I know it ain't gonna be for the long haul, but just for the fact that I'm there, and sometimes you have to set the boundaries just to establish a situation so it can be cool, right? It don't have to nothing to do with, you know, a long haul, and and just setting a boundary doesn't mean that you are going against the grain either. It's really per situation, and this is why when I get to talking to people, is remember the saying, "Where's your antennas at?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, we go to a restaurant, and you know, we sitting up here at the restaurant, and let's say me and you, the only two brown spots in the room. I mean, the wait staff, the whole nine. It's just me and you. We the only two in there. And I'm just at the table. Nigga. You like, oh, brother, relax. Not just for the sake of just us being in here, but for my own ears of enjoyment of the company, bro. Now, again, per situation, I really want to promote that in people. I want to provoke that thought, not feelings. Because what happens is when we lackluster on thought process, like my brother T. Frazier was speaking on so clearly, was that we will miss an opportunity. And it may not be the necessary opportunity just for us, but you pour a little bit to somebody that changes a whole dynamic and shift in somebody else's life that you don't see. So it is necessary at times, but you don't have to go into detail, right? You don't have to break out a whole list of things as to why somebody should or shouldn't. It can be as real simple as into, hey man, don't do that. Just don't do that, man. That's not right.
Right, but my thing is, if oh, this is weird. So I think, to me, what a boundary is when somebody been so jacked up in all their relationships that now they have to put all these little stipulations with what they won't deal with. Because I've been in all these relationships, and I've been hurt, or people done this to me and people done that to me, but did they really do it to you, or did you just allow this stuff to happen? So now you want to set them as boundaries, because all of a sudden now you can't tolerate the stuff that you allowed to happen to you. So now you want to use it as you know, these are the boundaries. Now I got to set these so-called boundaries because this is what I'm not going to fall for, because you already fell for it, because you allowed yourself to fall for these things. Now you want to call them boundaries. Because think about it, when you was dating in the beginning, you ain't nobody never have no boundaries. We ain't really set certain things. We just went with the flow. Because when did all of a sudden people started having all these boundaries now? When I was dealing with women back in the day, I ain't never had a woman come to me well, I just want to set my boundaries early with you, just to let you know that this is what I'm capable of, and this is what I like, and this is what. Well, it wasn't like that. Listen, we talked, we dealt with each other. If it wasn't right, then we just, you know what it is. But why are boundaries so necessary now? All of a sudden, you need boundaries. Ask yourself this, real talk. When you was dating back in the day, for some of us of this big age, when you was out there dating, did you really sit down and have this boundary conversation with somebody? Or was you just going with the flow and digging them? Exactly. Nope, no, no, nope, no. Y'all wasn't setting boundaries. We just went, we enjoyed each other's company. This is what I'm saying. It's not called evolution, it's called stupidity. All of a sudden now I'm in my feelings. We are at a stage right now where we're so caught up in our feelings that there's so much stuff that's going on. I gotta set my boundaries now. You already been through it. What do you need to set a boundary for? You already know what you're going to deal with and what you're not going to deal with, period. So the choice is yours. This whether I'm going to deal with this or whether I'm not. Whether I'm going to put up with this or whether I'm not. But I'm not going to sit there and set no damn boundaries with somebody. So that was for what? For what?
Hey, now, Velvet, are we talking boundaries as it pertains to relationships or just in life? Because
I'm talking about relationships. When I speak, okay, my brother, one thing about my platform, I speak on relationship type things. No disrespect. Because you probably didn't know yet, but I like to talk about relationships.
That's where it was lost at. Like, are we just talking in general? We talk about relationships.
I'm talking about in relationships with a man and a woman. When a man meet,
I was about to remind you of the boundary you set at the gym by leaving your sweat on
and did I set that boundary real quick. But nah, I'm speaking for ladies. For those that don't know, I'm sorry. I'm speaking in relationship terms.
All right, so here we go. Even then, right? So my thing is where I'm at in life and where I have been for quite a long time is that, again, you can't categorize God, right? And your interaction with someone may not be the interaction for you in your long haul, but it can be something that can help them. And again, if you're not going into which I wouldn't promote somebody getting in front of somebody that they don't have an inkling of how long or what they want to do with this person to break down a full scale model of this is what I do, this is what I expect, this is how I live, this is what time I wake up. No, you shouldn't do that, right? But in the midst of boundaries being set, right, and you're getting to know someone, if you have someone that you're out with and they're constantly trying to hold your hand and you don't want your hand to be held because, one, you don't know if you wash your hands good enough. You just might be a person that throw on perfume or cologne and a good shirt. I don't need you touching my hands at this moment, right? So these are still, like, if you pulling back, that is a boundary. Go ahead, my brother Donovan.
Where he at?
Oh, he raised his hand. I think he's just being silly because I said touch your hands. But again, that's a thing, and I don't want people to get this thing too out of hand. Again, I want to provoke thought, not feelings. So the thought process of it is, no, you shouldn't go into a full scale. I'm with you 10 million%, my brother. I'm with you on an affinity percent level, if that's possible to us even to attain that. On that level, no, you shouldn't be giving out your hair and your face routine, the whole breakdown on that. How you sleep and how you like your temperature. No, that should not be something that should be divulged in an early set stating, particularly when you have something that you're not clear cut about.
Correct.
That's that. So I would definitely support the fact of, yes, you should set boundaries, but you don't have to go into again, you don't have to go into historical details as into why or why not. No is a boundary. I'm gonna make you uncomfortable be around this light-skinned fella. No is a boundary.
No is a big boundary. Well, I don't think no is a boundary, to be honest. No is just no. Like, for me, I don't know. If I tell somebody no, it's not a boundary, because that's like me telling somebody, well, guess what? When no to me is a boundary. To me, you know what? I don't think I really have boundaries, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It's now to me, it's just
you do.
Yeah, you do.
You have tons of boundaries, bro. I promise.
Yes, you do, sir.
y'all don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Listen,
Yes, you do. Hey, we might need to say this for the chat.
Sit back.
We might need to say this for the chat.
Oh, I'm about to get this work. I'm gonna get this work.
Love you, brother. Listen, I tell people all the time the best thing about the reason why we love rose bushes, right? But if you ever seen a rose bush, it usually has a fence around it, right? Like some sort of white fence to protect it, right? That's a boundary, right? Because the fence is there to protect you from the rose, but also the rose bush, but also the rose bush from you because it has thorns. Because if you fall into that rose bush, it will hurt and you will destroy something very beautiful and it will hurt you, right? That's the exact same thing when it comes to boundaries. I talk about boundaries in my book. Boundaries are literally that's in play and out of play. That's in bounds and out of bounds. You establish your baseline as to where you guys are in your situation. You establish to where you want to go as your finish line, and then you set your boundaries so that everybody knows the rules to our game that we're playing. Because when you start playing different rules for different games, you start to get confused. And the last thing we want to do is to create confusion. So the purpose of boundaries are so that there is no confusion. Clear communication. Clear, precise communication. I know what you like. You know what I like. You know what I don't like. I know what you don't like, right? So they're there to protect us. Protect me from you, you from me, and also me from me, right? Because there are some things I don't want to be. I've graduated from a person of who I was without those boundaries. When I've established those boundaries, it protects me from not going back to that man or that person that I was before, because that person is somebody I've grown out of. I've shed it. I've shed that skin. That's not somebody. That's not who I am. That's not who I want to be. So I'm protecting myself, knowing what I'll be able to do. Right. So just like this, bro. A boundary for you. Right. What's your favorite? What's your favorite drink, bro?
Water.
Water. Okay, great. You love water. What if I took a glass of water and threw it in your face?
Then it'd be refreshing.
It'd be with my ass. No,
I'm saying it's hot outside, so you throw some water on. I'm gonna be like, yo, throw another glass.
But the purpose.
No, I get what you're saying.
But the purpose of that is just like anything. I like water, but I don't like water thrown on me. Right? I don't like it. I like it in a bottle. I like it in a cup. I like it in a glass. I like it with ice. Like all those things. Right? But you don't want someone throwing it at you. There's a difference. That is a boundary that most people know and will call disrespectful. Period. You don't cross that line, right? So boundaries are there for protection. And if I communicate my boundaries to you, I am protecting myself and I'm protecting.
Oh, this little girl. Danny, what? What happened? I'm doing something right now. What happened?
Yeah, call me.
I know. I'm gonna call you back. Give me a little bit. I'll call you back. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Systems of operation too. I have a systems of operation too in how I operate. So if I communicate to you, for instance, if I communicate to a young lady, I tell her, hey, listen, I have abandonment issues. So when if we are communicating and you just stop communicating, or you just fall off the earth and nothing's wrong with you, I'm going to feel a certain way. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to pull back and say, you know what, you got it. So if you try to come back, understand this, that communication with me is going to be severed, because I've shared this with you. Because if you do it, it's one of two things. Very, very simple. Either because I've taken on accountability and responsibility to communicate that information to you, because I don't want to hear you say I didn't know. I didn't know is no longer a fucking issue anymore. Okay, you know exactly. There was very clear communication in that. So either you did it and you didn't care, or you did it right and you did it, you didn't care, or you don't listen. Right? Either way, those are dangerous for me. Those are two things that are dangerous for me, because now I have to revert back to being the asshole that I don't want to be. Right? I'm coming to you as a trying to be a nice man and trying to be communicative towards you, trying to establish a clear boundaries to what these things are. So if we have these things established, we now have a systems of operation and we can move forward.
So
we can move forward.
I love that you said that, Donovan, right? But here's the thing, right? It's something that you just said that kind of resonated. If somebody breaks the boundary, right, that we set, let's just say per se, you know what I don't like, but you're doing it anyway. Do I have to be this asshole? Do I have to become an asshole? Or can I just walk away like, you know what? You're doing stuff. You're trying to manipulate the situation, which I don't like it, but you're trying to manipulate. You're trying to do it. I'm going to walk away from this person, leave you alone. Wouldn't it be fair to? Wouldn't it be easier to do that?
Choice in those situations. You always have a choice.
Right.
In situations. You can revert back to the factory defect, right? The factory default, which is the asshole, or you can just say, like you said, I'm going to just walk away.
Because you know what the funny part is? I love that you said that, Dag, bro. That's why I can't stand your light skinned dudes. Because you know what? A lot of times a man will actually stay in that situation, even though she broke his boundaries, and he'll stay only
Women
because
do it all the time too, bro.
yeah. Women
too.
But you know why they do it? Because he got them chalupas, and she don't want to lose the bag. She don't want to lose the bag. So what happens is listen, brothers will set boundaries.
I got a whole nother conversation in regards to this whole bag thing, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if a man thinks men right now are not fighting against other men when it comes to women in a relationship and trying to find someone. They're fighting against the system, because women have men that can buy them stuff. They have men that give them gifts. They have men that are nice to them, to buy them food. So now you have 4 or 5 men that you're fighting against, and you're not ever going to win that battle.
Nope.
As one man.
Oh no, we definitely not winning that battle. Forget about it. This is you got because I want to say so much to that right now. I'm trying not to.
That's
one thing
conversation.
Yeah, one thing we're gonna have to do, honestly, between me, you, and Velvet Stopper, is that we're gonna have to understand where certain conversations gonna have to be had.
Cause see, he's a master. Yo, he bought boy, you about to make a whole nother animal out of me. I'm trying to hold like you say I'm trying to hold back.
So Rain had a hand raised.
Yeah.
Rain, before you speak, I want to know this. You stand for the chalupas?
Or the gorditas.
Not the chalupas. There, I call chalupas money. That's why I be like, yeah, women be standing for them chalupas, boy. Because chalupas ain't nothing small. But come on, Rain. Come on, sis.
Yeah, I was going to say I agree that boundaries are absolutely necessary, because that allows us to set the rules of protecting ourselves, what we put up with and what we don't. But to kind of go off of what you said, Velvet, words like boundaries, triggers, trauma, all of that, sometimes we use that as an excuse for harmful behaviors rather than like encouraging growth within ourselves. And I think sometimes that's when we play the professional victim. We manipulate situations. Maybe we're more protecting our issues rather than protecting ourselves. So yeah, I do think that a lot of people manipulate that word boundaries and use it to control people. And it can become dangerous, right? And then they play victim because you don't feed into the manipulation. And now you're hurting me, you're harming me, you're abusing me, all of that.
Can you say that again? And we got it from a woman's perspective. So can you say that one more time? For some of them back that I didn't hear all that.
Yeah. So I basically, the words boundary, it's boundaries, you're triggering me. My trauma, sometimes we use that as an excuse to have harmful behavior rather than growth and accountability. And I think that's when it gets really dangerous, because then you become the professional victim. And now you may have been a victim in the past, but you're not a victim now. You're an adult, you're a grown woman. Now there needs to be accountability. And calling someone abusive, controlling, manipulative, maybe you need to look at yourself too, because you probably are playing that part in your life.
Well, see, and the issue.
Hence a narcissist.
Top said he disagreed with Rain, but I want to hear it's going down. But go ahead, brother.
I would love to hear his disagreement.
The issues we've had over the past few years, right? Of all these toxic words that get thrown around, right? You got toxic masculinity, you got narcissists, you got all these things that women now all of a sudden want to diagnose every man. Oh, if you're calling someone else, I'm gonna say right now, if you're calling somebody a narcissist, you're probably a narcissist. I'm just gonna throw it out there. If that's the first thing you go to, oh, you're what do they say? You're what do they do? They got so many.
There's so many new words out here. So many new words.
You're what's another one?
Everything a red flag.
Everything's a red flag.
Yes, everything's a red flag. You're not holding yourself accountable anymore.
You're probably narcissist because you don't understand. It's like,
you're toxic.
There's a diagnosis for that. There's a clinical diagnosis for it. Everyone has narcissistic behavior to protect themselves. That's all a narcissist is that they're overly protective and overly focused on themselves only. For themselves only.
You know, none. They don't give a fuck about what happens to you or how it makes you feel or anything like that. And in order to even be considered to be a narcissist, you need it's nine key traits. You need to have at least 6 of them.
And some people got 12.
Exactly.
But I want to go back to this thing that Donovan said because it's been stuck in my head now. With this, yo, one man is in competition with 3 men in every woman's life. Is that what I'm hearing, Donovan?
You're in competition with the system. Yeah.
That's crazy
And
work.
the system is someone to do the things for you that one cannot for you.
But this is the problem that I have with that. This is the problem I have with that. Men can do that, but they don't want it from that one.
I choose. Every day I fight battles, bro.
Yes, I choose
Every
violence.
day I choose to be the better man because there are so many things that gets thrown at me and opportunities and situations and money and all. I refuse.
But what?
I just don't.
But from what you just said, though, bro, it makes sense. But the problem I have with that is you got. When it comes to certain women, we're not saying all, but when it comes to certain women that have that type of mentality, is this: you don't see the value in the man that you truly have. For the simple fact that the brother can do all those things, but because he's not doing it as consistent as you want it, is the reason why you go and do certain things. Some of y'all don't deserve to be showered with gifts all the time and don't deserve to be getting taken out on meals in certain areas. Some of y'all don't even deserve to get your box waxed. Real talk, brothers. I think certain men. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Some of y'all women don't deserve no men. Y'all don't even deserve good men because you're poison to your damn selves. You're poison to yourself, and then you want to turn around and
you don't deserve hygiene. How low of a person are you not to deserve hygiene?
I'm not talking. Y'all don't understand when I say wax your box. I'm talking about.
What you mean, but I know what a lot of people mean though too. Like, man, you can't get no. Well, first of all, you probably don't get a whole lot if your box ain't wax.
I'm not talking about the waxing part. I'm talking about getting some. Let me rephrase this because you know my definitions is different from everybody else. I'm trying to use TikTok friendly words. Some of y'all don't deserve no wood, to be honest. But yet you got brothers out there. And first of all, fellas, stop trying to give out all this free wood. Real talk. Real talk. Stop trying to, just because she look good don't mean she deserves the wood, man. Y'all got to keep your package to yourself. Keep your joint on ice. Keep it fresh. Real talk, because some of y'all joint, and I don't know. I'll be looking at brothers, but I'm going to tell you like this. Some of y'all probably use goods too. Use goods. You got to use sign on your joint. Come on, man. Like, I'm keeping it real. We gotta stop. Like women gotta stop with this manipulation of, oh, you know, I need a man like this, I need a man like that, and you ain't that woman for that man like that. Straight up and down. And fellas gotta stop talking about, yo, man, it's the type of woman I want. That ain't the woman I want, because guess what? If I want her, that means 13 or 15 other brothers already wanted her. And I gotta fight through all of them to get to that one. This is the problem. The one that's for me, which is one I have now, I ain't had to go through all these different channels. It was a direct line to the woman I got, a direct line to my wife. I ain't had to go through all these channels and hills and mountains and climbing over walls and fighting through other men just to get to. See, that's the problem. The person that is for you, you should never have to fight through to get to her. It should be a direct line to the woman that you want or the man that you want, because here's the problem that I see when it comes to these relationships, and the reason why people say, this, because you as the woman is not sitting like this, and your cup is like this. You ain't even full enough to be with that man. This is where you at right now. Well, I got 25% of my. No, a man wants all of this, and when he wants all of this, guess what? When it's full, it's unmovable. I can't open it. It's unopened. It's untainted. It's still fresh. I could turn it upside down. And guess what? Can't nobody get to that but me. But if you like this, which means you have already been open, so much has been taken out of you. Now you want to close your cap and you want to wait for the right man to come. But guess what? Look at what I had to go through to get to you. Y'all don't get it. Some of y'all gotta be.
We're gonna do a mod break real quick. We got 143 people in here, man. Thank y'all for being here. Do us a solid. Please share the live out. You don't have to go and find 1,000 people, but the quickest thing you can do, hit that little bent arrow to the right, down in the corner right. Go ahead and hit repost and add to story. One thing about it, you can add to story as many times as you like. Well, let's go ahead and get those shares over 100 real quick. We're at 92. Also, please, if you haven't grabbed your daily heartbeat, by all means, please be so kind to grab your daily heartbeat. Be supportive to the host. Very, very appreciative around these parts. Also, if you're hearing somebody that you see and believe that is saying something you like, want to connect with these people. All these people up here are very credible. Except me, I'm light skinned. Don't connect with me. However,
let me give Beth some work real quick. Beth the poet. First of all, you said the whole point is to get to the water to drink it. Duh. Wrong. I was just using the water as an analogy, genius. So let me school you again. What I'm trying to tell you is, for those who are kind of slow, what I literally just said was, I found the easiest path to get to my wife, which means I didn't have to go through all the obstacles which some of you women set these men. You put these walls up. You want to protect yourselves. You got other men in front of me. All of these things that I got to go through to get to the woman that's claiming it's for me. Guess what? She's not for me, because that's too much work I got to go through to get somebody who's for me. Negative, Batman. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove myself. Matter of fact, I'm going to step out of this aisle. I'm going to walk in this aisle because this aisle is much more clearer. Guess what? There she is at the end of the aisle. I can see her. That's the difference. It's called putting yourself as a woman in a position to be seen by the man that's for you, not by men, and not for other men to see you. Because if other men are looking at you, the man that's supposed to be for you, you ain't going to never find them, because you got all these other options that you want to call them. Well, I got options. I don't need options. Options to get you in trouble. Options to make you lose your blessings. Option to have your ass in the hospital sitting up there with an IV talking about how did I get this disease, or why am I pregnant? See, you got pregnant from option number 1 and 2. That's why you got 3 or 4 baby daddies, because those niggas was all options. Ooh, my bad. Did I really just say that? But it's the truth. Ain't none of them dudes chose to marry you, but they chose to lay down with you and give you a baby because you was what? You was just an option. Yeah. Go to them other soft ass nigga lives where they be talking. Well, let me tell your ladies something. I ain't got time for the crap. Some of y'all options. This is the reason why I tell y'all. If the man ain't picked you to be his wife, he chose you to be his baby mama. Some of y'all just chosen to be girlfriends, but ain't never been picked to be no wife. Some of y'all sitting there with a ring on your finger and ain't even got a wedding date. But you sitting there looking at the ring, girl.
All right.
What y'all need to start doing is fixing your wigs. Let me shut up. Again, fellas, I'm done. I'm going to shut up for the next 30 minutes. I ain't got nothing else to say.
You ain't got not 30 minutes, because you still got to host a lot. However, I'll do my diligence. Go ahead and knock out some of those goals, please, ladies and gentlemen. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank y'all for being here, 166 people. Thank y'all for getting us over 100 plus shares. Once again, follow these credible people on this here panel. Thank you for your interactions in the comments to keep the live protected by having all the engagement. Thank you so much. But can we please knock out the 2 cowboy hats and the caps? Although the host will never request that, I'm going to request it on his behalf because I'm light-skinned and I just don't care. So, please,
they don't want the. You know what the funny part is? They don't want the truth, bro. They always be like, "Give us the truth, Velvet." Y'all don't want the truth, because at the end of the day, when I look at it, and I want to blame men too. I could blame men all day, but y'all women are the ones that fall for the same bullcrap that these brothers be doing, and you keep falling for from the same assholes all the time. The same knucklehead dude. He may look different, but it's the same damn dude. He got on Tim's just like he got on Tim's. But y'all be trying to compare men like they drawers. Oh, I want to compare him to him. Oh, he looks good, but I could tell he got money. Oh, he got money, but he got money and his car's nice. Oh, he got a nice car. He got money and he probably got a crib. This is how y'all be trying to categorize some of these brothers. And then you got these knucklehead ass men talking about, yeah, I'm getting that bag. First of all, any man that's talking about what he's getting ain't got shit. Sorry, but not sorry. Any man that's, and I'm telling y'all ladies, any man that sit there and tells you about all the stuff that he has ain't got a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of. The nigga living with his mother, he living in a room. He ain't got no real crib. Ask him if he got keys to his house. He probably got a key, which is for that one room.
That's a two-way street.
Listen, and for those that's talking about a two-way street, some of y'all, and listen, see, you shouldn't have said that. I was trying to get to the men. Now I got to get back to the women. I got to get back to these sisters. Sometimes, listen, ladies, let me tell you something. If your asses is not qualified to be with a man, meaning if you got kids and you dress better than your children, you are not qualified to be with a man. Bottom line, if your hair looks better than your daughter's, you are not qualified to be with a man. If your kitchen ain't got enough food in the damn refrigerator, but you trying to get some Uber Eats, you do not qualify to be with no damn man. Y'all sitting there talking about, oh, I'm this, that, and the third. If I come to your house and all I see is Henny bottles, your ass do not qualify. If you
Go ahead, say it.
Because they think that they qualify, bro. Men and women, we think that we qualify to be with certain people, and we truly don't. We don't qualify for crap. Oh, I know I deserve me this type of man. No, you don't. You don't deserve nothing. What you deserve is to get your ass fixed and fix yourself. Take care of your kids. Stop trying to find a dude to take care of the baby. Stop taking the wrong man to court for child support. You know that ain't your baby daddy, but yet you still trying to get money from him. Fellas, men, I encourage y'all brothers. Y'all better stop strapping up and stop impregnating these broken women. I don't mean broke as far as not finance, but these women are broken and you are financing their lives.
Brother, this guy stinks.
No, it's just pissing me off, bro.
What?
I'm done, man. I'm done. Y'all got it. I'm done, man.
Okay.
We ain't gonna never get this walk right, bro. This is what I'm saying. There's always gonna be work. Y'all make doing TikTok so easy. Y'all make it do it so y'all make it so easy.
Can we get one more hand hard to the house? Can we get some caps to the house?
Nah, you know what? The funny because bro, do the math, man. They want to hear it, but they don't want to hear it. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. They don't want to hear the truth, man. And I'm not saying that I'm the perfect dude. Dude, I was broken. Everything that I'm talking about certain men because I was that dude. I'm accountable. Holding myself accountable. I slept in my car. I was still trying to talk to chicks. I was homeless and still trying to talk to women. I was doing all that and manipulating these women and staying with them because I had the game, because I had the mouthpiece to do that. It was different. I ain't have no place to go, but guess what? When I got knocked down to my lowest denominator, and I had to realize, hold on, everything that I'm doing is that's not who my mother raised me to be. That's not the type of man I am. So I had to go back and leave all those things behind and become a better version of who I truly am. See, it's a difference. I've been through all that. The same type of men that I'm talking about, a lot of brothers won't confess to it, but I was that dude. I was that dude. I slept with women. I manipulated them. I cheated on them. I did certain things. I was running their credit, taking their money, doing all that. Yes, that was me.
You were what they requested.
I was with what they required. I became what they required. I was able to. Exactly.
Taking your money from the back.
I was able to talk to them.
Gonna bounce back.
Listen, it was easy for me to talk to them and be like, word, listen, what's your name? What you like? Because they was giving it up. You know why? Because of my size. It was all about, oh, he a big dude, he looks strong, this, that, and the third. And you crazy? I had one outfit that I used to wear. One good outfit, and I made sure I threw that sucker on a Saturday night. And I went to do. Yeah,
Outfit.
I'm trying to. Yeah, thank you. Yes, I was that dude, bro. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all ladies don't understand how a man can do certain things and move in a certain type of way, and you would never know the difference just by the way he talks and what you see.
How tall are you?
How tall am I? Ask my wife, Nick. That's all. She'll tell you how tall I am. I'm a giant.
He is 7'25".
That's it.
He's 5'18".
But see, it's the beauty of knowing these things. This is the reason why I say what I say. A lot of times I can speak on something because that's who I am. A lot of some of these brothers, and I'm not talking about the brothers that I rock with, but there are men that are on these platforms hosting these lives that never lived a damn thing. That ain't lived no life. Ain't live a life. Ain't never even walk in that type of. But they gonna sit there and try to tell you.
It takes a certain level for you to get to that level to be transparent about your life. I think what people don't understand. One of my mentors shared with me. He said, "Be done." He said, "D, I wish people understood that the first day of struggle looks no different than the last day of struggle." And that's what it is. It's the aesthetic of it all, right? Because when you're out there, you're trying to maintain this perception, this look, right? Even if you ain't still out there running with me, you still want to maintain this. Hey, hire me. I'm valid. You know, I'm good for the cause, right? That whole thing carries over in so many ways. It's not talked about, and the crazy thing is people who are requiring that level of transparency never gave it to themselves and never gave it to others. The biggest thing I always had an issue with, I have a problem with people who are perfectly fine with receiving what they want but not willing to share it in return. That's TikTok in a nutshell. So, you know, the whole exchange of this thing where boundaries have to be set. They just have to be, right? Is there a nuance to, hey, fine line, this is where I'm at, cool. I don't have to explain that to you, nor do you have to explain that to me. But I don't need you to go with, well, at this time I drink this amount of much water, and then I go ahead and I put a little something in there, and then I drink some more. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. No, ladies and gentlemen, please be perfectly fine with yourselves. One thing my grandfather had me do, Velvet, I said this on your platform when I first came up. God rest that man's soul. It's been 10 years, almost 10 years to the day since he's been gone. And he had me erase my shadow when I was 5 years old. He had me erase my shadow. Bro.
You know why I'm laughing, right?
And the reason why he had me erase my shadow was to prove to me that I would never outrun me.
That part.
And that's where we come here and we see it every day on this app, that people want to outrun themselves. But you're going to be with yourself even in death, baby. So you might as well get really good and comfortable with yourself, because that ride of you is forever. Heaven or hell, you going to be with you.
That's the truth. I want to hear from my chocolate brother. Yo, what up? What up, twin?
Ain't no chocolate brothers up in there. It's all light skin.
Right there. Right there, boy. Another brown brothers in the house. Let's go. Let's get it. I got two of them. Boom, boom.
Slow down, D. That's right. Light is right. Light is uncooked, man. Y'all need to stay in the oven a little longer. Uncooked, man. You know you can overcook stuff, right?
Yeah.
Too much.
But first of all, they said the dark meat is the best meat, though. That's all I heard.
Listen, I'm the black Superman. I bask in the sun, my guy.
Hello.
I got one always do this with a burnt piece of toast. She would always get the butter knife and just scrape the black off.
Wow. yo, these beige dudes.
What's up, B? I ain't got nothing. What's up?
I got one question, brother. Well, two actually. First of all, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored.
Man, good. I'm happy, man. I already knew that.
I got
So
money.
here's the second question. Original or extra crispy?
Come on, KFC, my guy.
No, talk about your skin tone.
Yo, that's crazy work that they trying to come for us, yo.
What'd you say?
Yo, what's up with these beige dudes trying to come for us, yo? What's good?
Bro, what's up, bro?
Yeah, I'm with you, for you know we in the building, yo.
You gotta set the boundary, man. 'Cause they
Exactly, I gotta set boundaries with
You
the.
don't have no boundaries.
I don't have boundaries.
Look, you gotta put all the light skinned people on the left, man.
Listen, you know what? From now on, we're gonna start doing that. All the.
Yeah, man. Captain Donovan was good. Top salutations to the panel, brother. Man, I'm just listening, taking it in, man. Sometimes you gotta get quiet. Sometimes you gotta listen. The Bible says, "Hear all things and hold fast to that which is true." So I've been on the stage, but I've really just been listening, trying to catch a drift and just hear what you all are saying, but also hear what God is saying. Because if you're not trying to get better, at least 1% by the day, then there's no point in it. I know you were talking about boundaries. I know we've been kind of like fluctuating with the topics and going over here and over there, but as someone who's on the road, I look at guardrails as boundaries. And what they do is they protect you from danger, from accidents, from going off rail, from going off track. And so I believe Donovan and Top, from what I've gathered, they had said some things similar to some of the perspectives that I have. And I think that you have to have boundaries. You have to come in with those boundaries. When I go on the road, the boundaries are already there. The guardrails are already there. There's been times where I've boozed. There's been times where I've drifted off to the side, and I saw the boundary, and the boundary got me back on track. And so I think as men and women, we have to be those that set boundaries prior to a situation. If you don't have a boundary set prior to a situation, then anything goes. This is how people get into illicit relationships, situationships. This is how people get into perverted situationships because they haven't decided who they were prior to the situation that they got into. And so I think boundaries only produce manipulation when they're towards an individual. So if my boundary is I need to have smacks on the first date, then that's manipulative towards the woman who says I'm waiting for marriage. And so the boundaries are only proper, in my opinion, this is favology, my own thoughts. They're only appropriate when they're generalized and for you. But once they start merging into the lane of somebody else's personality, intentions, their boundaries, then you're going to have a conflict. This is why we have dividers on the road. Back in the day, and I'll get ready to land with this, when they created vehicles, there were no boundaries. Most of the time when there's a boundary or a rule or a law or a policy is because there was not one before, and it caused chaos, it caused tragedy, it caused accidents, it caused death, it caused damage, it caused all types of issues. And so then they were like, because in the traffic, cars were going everywhere on every side of the street. So they said, hey, you know what? Westbound is going to go this way, eastbound is going to go that way, northbound is going to go that way. It was chaos. Boundaries created order. And the Bible I read, God is a God of order. So he's always going to set the boundary. And if we're children of God, or we believe we are to be, we have to be those that set boundaries, set order. So that's my share.
Thank you, my brother. And I love that, brother. For see, chocolate brothers in the listen, I'm gonna say this. Brown skin brothers be doing it. That's all. Brown skin brothers be doing it. Look, I got two brown skin sisters on the joint. We're about to take over the map. Let's go, you brown skin people. First of all, let me say this. Good morning, good afternoon, good morning, Sister Amy. Good morning, Snatch, Rain, all the ladies at that, all the sisters that are up here right now. Good morning, welcome in. What you want? I know Rain has something to say, but let me go to Snatch first, Rain, then I'll come back to you, sister, and then I'm gonna go to Amy. What's up, Snatch?
Go ahead. I can wait. Go ahead.
Oh, you sound like you got a little of oh my God, like a little Miss Attitude. No, I'm just playing.
Real quick, to the chick that's like, D isn't funny at all. I'm not here to be funny for you, so let's set that boundary. Secondly, you were never a part of the discussion that we be having that you would never be a part of. So you have a magnificent Monday on purpose, my sister.
Y'all better stop coming for these brothers. Let me tell you ladies something. We don't play up here. Y'all think y'all gonna say what y'all gonna say in them comments? Oh, did she say first and second? Oh, she said sassy. Oh, she called you. Oh my God, we talked about that the other day.
We talked about words, right?
Oh my God.
We talked about words, right?
Yes.
I dare you to tell me the definition of sassy.
That was so, you know what? That was so disrespectful. Oh my God.
No, it actually wasn't. I dare her to tell me the definition of sassy.
I want to know one thing.
Not what you feel it to be, what it actually is. Verbatim. She had the audacity to use the word. Come on, TikTok buzzer. Buzz on with the definition. And we waiting.
Come on, Rain. While we wait, let's hear from Sister Rain. Come on, Rain.
I was gonna say, we set a lot of boundaries for others to protect ourselves, but I think it's also important to set boundaries for ourselves, like accountability, honesty, reflection. Like, just like you said, there's guardrails to protect him while he's driving. We need to set that for ourselves because we quickly jump into our feelings, and there's a lot of it where we get out of character. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. But I was just saying, we don't want to get so caught up that we're creating boundaries for others that we forget that we also need to fit boundaries for ourselves and live up to that and hold ourselves to accountable.
Interesting. All right, Snatched. Come on, sister.
I hear you guys. And I'm not in disagreement with you. People should have boundaries, all that is good stuff. But do y'all think? I had a question. Do y'all think that it's mostly that people don't know themselves or have standards for themselves or boundaries for themselves that get them in bad situations, or are they conforming to what they are in proximity of? The question.
Phrase repeat.
Oh, that was a solid question.
Like, are women, because y'all was speaking on women, both women and men, is it only that they just don't know themselves or love themselves or have boundaries for themselves, or are they conforming to what they are in proximity of?
Good ass question.
I mean, it's solid. The fact of the matter is, the answer lies within the question. One, there is a lack of identity, for sure. And so this is why you have people conforming to boundaries that's not theirs, that they've never even been in those positions, right? This is why you have a lot of people on here talking reckless as is. For example, chats of certain platforms. So when it comes down to it, yeah, they're definitely trying to attach themselves to something that's not yielded for them. They're absolutely doing that, Snatch. And so the method for that per se is you really just got to let your hands be up in there and let God do what he's going to do.
You know, I want to say this. I think a lot of people truly don't even know who they are. They're pretending to be something, and then all of a sudden now they want to set these boundaries that they never had before in their lives. And they think they only set boundaries when it comes to certain individuals. Now all of a sudden, because you was giving up the box to all these other men, now you want to set boundaries with this one dude that you don't want to give the box up to. And then now all of a sudden, well, you know, I don't want to be sleeping around, but you have been sleeping around. So truly, you don't even know who you are. And same thing with men. I don't want to be you've been sexing all these women, and all of a sudden you get with this one woman who has an itch that needs to be scratched, and you don't want to scratch it. Now you want to set a boundary for yourselves. Make it make sense.
Wait, you gotta learn, right?
Learn from what? If you didn't learn from the beginning, then you're never going to learn, period. That's not even learned behavior. That's just something that you automatically just want to set because of a certain individual. Here it is. You, and I'm not saying you, Some of these women have been giving up their boxes to all these broke ass dudes who ain't worth nothing. But now that a man that is worthy, now all of a sudden she want to hold off. But you were sleeping around all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden you get with this dude. Now you want to be a good dude. Now you want to be a good woman. Now you want to set your boundaries. But you didn't have none when you was giving it up to all these other dudes. Now because you see that, oh, he has all these things that, all this immaculate stuff, and he's such a good man. He treats me so good, but them other guys treated you like crap, but you gave them the box. But here's a man that's treating you good. Now all of a sudden, you want to set a boundary with this person. Well, you know, I just want to let you know I don't sleep around. Hold up. You don't sleep around. You don't sleep around.
So are you saying once 3 or 4 always a 3 or 4?
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. That's exactly what Velvet is not saying. Just because you sleep around doesn't make you a 3 or 4. You're just a promiscuous woman that just likes to sleep around. Doesn't make you a 3 or 4. See, that's the problem. Because a person's lifestyle, we put a label on it. If you have a high sex drive, and you want to sleep around, that doesn't make you a 3 or 4. Doesn't make you a thought. Doesn't make you a hoe. You're just a woman with a high sex drive. Bottom line, we give these titles, and people live. Society give those titles. Bottom line.
I'm thinking that some boundaries are a form of punishment to the partner. Like I'm trying, because I don't think it's ever too late to set boundaries and to start. But is it like a toxic boundary that you're saying?
For some people, it definitely can be a toxic boundary. For some people, it is definitely a punishment. Most people don't know what healthy boundaries are.
Okay, yeah.
You know my problem I have with these things? It's not even the problem I have is this. And I'm gonna say this to your sisters, and please understand where I'm going with this, right? We already know what a Jezebel spirit is. That's biblical. But outside of the biblics, you got people that give you certain names. She's a hoe, she's a slut, she's a 304, she's all these things, she's a thought, all this stuff. But you know what the problem is? I see with other women that tell them that is because they can't get the type of men that this woman is getting. So that's why they give them these names. The same thing with dudes. A dude to call another dude, yo, he's whack, he's broke. I can't believe you're dealing with this clown, all this, that, and the third. But guess what? You're just mad at him because you can't get the women that this dude is pulling. That's the reason why. You know what? Oh, God. Hello.
Concerning your leave of absence, this is Daniel Anderson.
Yes.
Please press 1, not press 2. We are calling to advise you that your leave of absence has been approved. The time frame for your leave of absence is from August 9th, 2026.
Come on, y'all. I'm sorry. I had a phone call. I'm keep getting these company calls, but go ahead.
No, you good. You good. Thank you, good people, for 122,000 likes, taps. Please keep tapping screen with 200K. Greatly appreciate y'all for being here. Thank y'all for the shares, 121 shares. Really appreciate it with 141 people in here. And at one time, just 20-something odd more people at 166. So thank y'all so much for being here and participating. Thank y'all for moving the chat. Thank y'all for sharing y'all thoughts. There is one more box available. Another woman would be greatly appreciated.
I want to hear from
Dr.
sister.
Amy.
Yes, I'm about to say, where the big sis at? Come on, big sis.
Dr. Amy.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Dr. Amy is like one of the most respected women that comes up on the platform. Like real talk.
We will hurt somebody behind Dr.
Yeah,
Amy.
they'll get this work.
Protect this woman at all costs.
Yeah, at all costs.
And the funny part is I only started protecting her because she interviewed me, then I had no choice.
Well, I'm gonna protect her because she's been the greatest Air Force ever.
But come on, doctor. Come on, doc. Come on. Doctor. Oh, you don't? Okay, so hey.
She got the ponytail.
She about
Give me a second, you guys. I'm dealing with my student.
Hi, students.
Yeah, she's back in school today.
Oh, she's back in school? Okay, so let's hear from the sister that just came in.
She is molding the minds of our youths.
They in trouble,
I
man.
protect Dr. Amy because that is my ace. Yeah, that's my business partner, and Yeah.
So
Nobody want no smoke. I promise you.
So let's do this. To the sister in the top box, how you pronounce your name? Because I see letters.
Keelan.
Who?
Keelan.
Okay, Kaylin, how are you? Welcome in.
I'm doing fine with yourself.
I'm doing amazing. So, what are your thoughts?
In regards to what exactly?
Into what we were talking about. You came up.
I've heard a few different things, so my apologies. I may need to step down.
No. You good. Say what. Speak what's on your mind.
I agree with the young lady who was in the box down at the below me in regards to creating boundaries, because you do have to have boundaries set. And in regards to what you were saying, if a woman is, as you said, sleeping with a bunch of men and then she chooses not to, or she changes, that should be okay. Why would a man be upset with it? Not unless the end goal was the box for that man.
Right, but my thing is, what I'm saying is this: and I'm not saying you, if a woman been sleeping around, right, and it's okay, like she's a promiscuous woman, her sex drive is high, but all of a sudden she's been laying down with all these knucklehead dudes, right, giving up the box to all these bad dudes. Now all of a sudden here come Mr. Right, sweeps her off her feet, doing everything correct, and when it's time for him, that he was like, he's ready to, and she's like, no, I want to wait for marriage because what? Why you didn't tell me all this before? You see what I'm saying? See, we always talk.
I do understand.
But exactly. So what we always have this thing of, we talk about the boundaries and all this other. How can you set a boundary that I don't even know what's going on? And at the end of the day, you already at the point where, well, I don't want to do this because I've been sleeping around for so long. But sweetheart, why you ain't tell me this in the beginning? You should have gave me the opportunity if I want to still pursue you or not. You see what I'm saying? But I've been pursuing you. Not saying that I've been pursuing you for the box, but I've been pursuing you, and here we are at an intimate moment. But now you want to hold back on me. Because now you want to come clean and tell me, well, the reason why I don't want to do this because I'm trying to change because I've been doing this for so long. Listen, if you were trying to change, you should have been. I know. See, here we go. It's her choice, right? Now we want to do this her choice thing. Really, do you really want? No. I'm sorry, not you. The sister in the comments. Do you really want to play with me when it's her choice?
I feel like that's a game that's being ran, to be honest with you, and that's me speaking from a woman. Because if a man already knows this up front about a woman, then to me he's looking for that. Now, if a woman is sitting there getting all these gifts and a man's being a gentleman, et cetera, and she pulls that card, then are we talking about a game being played? She's just trying to see what she can get out of the man, or she's actually trying to really change as a woman for herself?
So let me say one or two things. Number one, if she's truly trying to change for herself, she shouldn't get into a relationship with that man right away. She should really work on herself. And I'm saying this to women. If you know that you have been laying down, I ain't calling you a 304. If you know that you had a high sex drive and you know that you've been laying down with certain type of men, and you want to be ready for the right man, then you need to set yourself aside and truly prepare yourself for the right man, to the point where you don't even have to, when you get with Mr. Right, then that way he understands. Set those boundaries in the beginning. This is what we're talking about. We talk about boundaries. Should that not be a boundary that you should set? Give that, because we don't want to get into it. And I'm not saying because he got it, Roxy, because he got it, he's supposed to get it. No, but I'm not saying every man is deserving of it neither. But at the end of the day, if this man is truly doing everything correct that other brothers have never done, and you get into a moment where it's an intimate moment between you and him, and you decide to push back from this man because of only the reason why, because of what? Because you feel guilty of your past, then that means you shouldn't be in a relationship. You should finish letting go of your past, because your past will hold you back from being with the right person. Your past will hold you back from doing the things. I'm not saying going there and do, but your path can also destroy you in relationship without us even knowing. Why you think a lot of people are messed up in a relationship? Because they still dealing with or talking about somebody that they dealt with in the past. In my past relationship, I don't want to hear about that because I'm not him. I'm not him. And if I'm doing something that reminds you of him, then guess what? You need to work on yourself. Don't use me as no. Work on you to get over the person that you was with before. And we have the tendency to want to keep holding on to somebody from the past, and they be like, "Well, my past, you know, you remind you." It's just the things that you're doing, then, sweetheart. If you're still traumatized by by what old boy did, because he didn't really do nothing. I'm gonna repeat this. If you are still traumatized by the crap that you allowed in your life, then sweetheart, I'm not the one to be in your life. Straight up and down.
So, Will, let me ask you a question. Is she wrong for enacting that boundary at that point in time?
Yes.
That gentleman is good.
Well, at the end,
why is she wrong for it?
Because the simple fact is this: if we're talking about setting boundaries, why you didn't set that in the beginning? That's something she should have said from the door. Meanwhile, at the end of the day, whether he's going to deal with her or not, that's still, if we're talking about boundaries, don't we set boundaries in the beginning, not somewhere in the midst of a relationship? So now here we are in the middle of a relationship, and now all of a sudden you want to set this boundary with me, but you should have told me this from the door.
Okay, now my question, and I do have a question. I'm sorry. Now I hear you saying that. Now I'm playing devil's advocate when I say this. If a woman sit here and she sets that boundary, say for instance, we're gonna do like Steve Harvey, where it's like the 90-day rule or whatever. At that point, when she says that, is a man still interested?
It depends on okay. It depends on the caliber of that man. If that man is only chasing after the box, then no, he is not interested. He's only interested in having sex with you. Straight up and down.
That too, bro. You got to think about this too. If you got some trend standards going around there, shut your damn mouth. Don't let that be known. Because I'm going to tell you right now, any gentleman that doesn't really kick it with, and they hear something that comes out of a woman's mouth that's consistently coming out of other women's mouth, like, you should not look like Latoya or sound like Latoya from Compton and you've never been in Compton. You shouldn't look like Lisa from Maine. You shouldn't sound like Keisha from North Beach, Miami. You shouldn't remind him of Teresa on the south side of Chicago. Like, you need to come to be the negative connotation. You need to be your own person, because you're not your own person. That's why. Because it's a trend. It's not a standard, it's a trend. When you have a standard, it can't be replicated or duplicated.
I'm just trying to figure out, why is it okay for somebody to say something in the middle of a relationship instead of in the beginning? If we're talking about boundaries, my question is this: if we're talking about boundaries, right? So isn't that still a form of manipulation? Because the simple fact is this: if you're setting your boundaries, don't you normally set your boundaries in the beginning of this so-called relationship?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So at the end of the day, so to my point, if she's been in a relationship with this man and they're about to get intimate, now all of a sudden she want to set this boundary with him about laying down, when she should have said that in the beginning of the relationship. And I'm not talking about in the beginning of dating, because dating is one thing. I can date you all day and still not be committed to you or be in a relationship with you. We're just dating. So if I'm just dating you, I don't need to set no boundaries because we're just dating. So it is what it is. But if I'm in a relationship with you and I see something that's about to blossom from relationship to possibly marriage and all these other things, then yes, we need to talk about these boundaries before we even try to lay down or whatever the case may be. This is where people get the two confused. And this is what I'm trying to explain.
And basically, it's the same thing that I just really said, that people can't gravitate to that. Again, if it's a standard, you don't go around and announcing the trend. 90-day is a trend that came from that whole thing, Think Like a Man, that came from Steve Harvey. That's not your set standard. Your set standard is not going to come from Steve Harvey. Your set standard is your own. I don't want to come to you, or no man wants to come to you with the set standard from other women. Reason why you heard all these men came up here and said, hey, for Dr. Amy, we won't play about that one. Because she came with her own set of standard that didn't mirror or mimic any other woman, because she's her own woman. Velvet married his wife because she was not like all the other women. She was her own person. So the discussion they carried and ensued with her was not like the other discussions.
See, you know what
I
tickles me?
think that's fine, but
Right.
you saying that it shouldn't be said up front. I mean, I don't understand why it wouldn't or why it shouldn't be an issue being said up front because you're being transparent. As you stated earlier when I came on, was that they have to be transparent. So if both parties are being transparent, that gives him or her the choice on whether or not they want to deal with one another or if it meets what they want.
So transparency isn't the issue. The issue is a trend at that point. Are you being transparent? Or are you being trendy?
Correct. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is this, right? And I get it. I get what some of y'all women are trying to say, but you're not understanding where I'm coming from. If I'm just dating you, I don't care about your boundaries because you're not going to get mine. I don't have any boundaries for you in the course of dating you. Have none. I'm not going on a date. I'm not telling you anything that I have. I have no set boundaries for you if I'm dating you. If we're in a relationship, which meaning when I say relationship, meaning I'm in a relationship, which means I see you as something that I'm about to marry. I need to know these boundaries. Because that's the only, listen, to me, that's the only real relationship is the fact that I'm seeing you to marry you. Now, I will say this. Because of the world that we live in, a lot of people do like to test drive the car. Hands down. They want to see, I got to make sure that at least we're sexually compatible before I even marry this woman, which I think is bogus. But this is what people do right now. It's the compatibility. The compatibility is more like the sex, how she lays down, what she feels like, all these other things. But at the end of the day, if you, as a woman, have been laying down and sleeping around, the least you could do is be honest with me and tell me. In that relationship, like, I used to lay down with men, but right now I'm choosing not to. I will respect you more. I will respect you 100% more as a woman if you really told me, my past, I used to do this, even though I really don't want to hear about it, but, I was like this, but now I'm at the point where I don't want to lay down with nobody. I'm just really looking to, a man will respect you 100% more than waiting to get into an intimate moment. And all of a sudden, now you decide you want to change your mind and set your boundary right then and there. That is manipulation. Stop with it goes both ways crap, please, with this. I'm so tired of it goes both ways. No, it goes one way.
When you speak of it in that manner, yes, it is considered manipulation.
Thank you.
But that's why I also stated that could very well be a game.
It's still a game. But what I'm saying is this. It could be a game for her. She could be playing a game, but that's a very dangerous game to be playing with someone. That's number one. That's a very dangerous game as a woman to be playing that game to get this, because now you don't know, and God forbid, and I'm not even going to speak on it, but some men get in their feelings, and next thing you know, it leads to something that it shouldn't be leading into. Respectfully, and I'm not the one for all that because I don't accept that. But the truth of the fact of the matter is this: when it comes to this situation. When it comes to a situation like that, right? We could sit here all day and say, oh, we got women in the comments saying, well, she had the right to change her mind. Yeah, you had the right to change your mind, but your mind should have been made up before you even got with me. You should have been changed your mind before you even got into this relationship. You should have told me these things. So that way, at least I know what I'm as a man am willing to put up with and walk into. Okay, here it is. She told me she don't want to lay down right now with some. Fine, I respect you and I respect your boundary. But if you can't wait to the moment we get into this heated moment and all of a sudden you want to change your mind, you got your pants off, you got your blah, we laying in the bed, we doing all this stuff, and now this wait. I just want to let you know that I'm trying not to have sex. I don't mind what we excuse you. Is that not manipulation?
So, Val, I'm sorry. Go ahead, young lady.
I didn't change no story. I said exactly what it was. You just ain't hearing. Y'all could disagree all y'all want.
So, I had an associate who he got with this very attractive woman,
and he hit on the first night, and she seemed, based on the description, like she was a adult woman, and he was like, man, bro, I can't take her serious. She let me hit on the first night. But I was a little perplexed, and I'm a dude, so I already know the game. I already know how it go. I'm like, but you did everything in your power to try to convince, sway, pursue, invite, tempt her to go on the first night. So it's like, I just feel like we got to evolve with the time. So yeah, you might not have stated it in the beginning, but if it evolves to that point, it's bogus in that moment. Like the criteria of the example you gave is a tight one. It's no really loose ends in that type of example. But you got to navigate, and this is why I try to instruct women and give them suggestions. Be made up, have your mind made up. The problem, I think, with the example that you're giving, not that the example is the problem, but the scenario is a lot of people are undecided. And I think Dee mentioned that earlier. We're having an identity crisis in our culture. People don't know who they are. So they're allowing circumstances to evolve and pop up to where now they're in the moment, like, oh, shoot, what am I going to do? And this is why I always tell people, you have to be decided already. I have a daughter. We hung out this weekend. She's going off to college. She's going to be delivering babies here in a couple of years. That's what she's going for. And I had a conversation with her, and I said, you have to be decided. If the LGBTQ alphabet comes towards you in college, you have to already know your decision prior to going to a party and getting into a situation and being compromised. If a man slick talking, somebody dusty son is trying to communicate to you, you have to already know, hey, I'm saving myself for marriage because my purpose here is not to find a relationship, it's to find purpose. You understand? And so I'm always teaching them, and I'm always proclaiming, hey, become decided. So in these scenarios, a lot of times the issue is people are not decided. Men are working their butt off to try to get that woman to go. And once she go, it's up to them. And so I think that, women have to do better with being clear on their identity and their boundaries, like you said up front. And men have to be more clear on their intentions and their purpose when they're dealing with them. Or else leave them alone, man.
That's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm trying to say. Regardless of people say, oh, you changing the story. I didn't change the story. You just ain't hearing. You only hear what you want to hear. I said before, you in an intimate moment. It's a heated moment. You guys are you're kissing. Let me go into detail because some people don't understand intimacy, and so I got to go into detail with that. I'm not going to be able to help them because I got dudes in here talking about, well, maybe she changed. Listen.
There was a process that took place. There was discussion that already had ensued, right?
Right.
Physical touch then already came to a point. Now, if you already got to a point where you're in the bed, you without clothes, you by far, that's not even up for discussion. They have laws in certain states that won't even side with you. So you got to really be about your purpose and intention when you're interacting with people.
That's it. Because you got dudes that talk about, she could have been making it. Listen, you made your decision the moment you decided to lay down with me. Now all of a sudden you want to change your mind. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing because everybody has a choice. But you should have known better before you even walked down that. See, the problem I have is this. If you already know deep down inside that you don't want to do something and you getting somebody worked up, and all of a sudden you decide at that moment, no, I just don't want to do nothing. Like, come on, really? Is that not manipulation? Are you not playing a game with somebody? You are messing with somebody's emotion and feeling, but guess what? Because it's a woman, she has every right to change her mind at any given point because we can't force them to do anything that we don't want them to do, which is true. It is not my job to force you to do anything that you want to do, but you should know better. You already knew that you didn't want to do certain things, and this is the part where people don't understand what manipulation is. You are manipulating this man and doing certain things, but the moment it comes down to that act, now you want to fall back. If your ass knew that you wanted to fall back, you should have never fell forward in the first place. You should have already set your boundaries with this man before you even laid down with this man, before you even got into bed with this man. But is it fair? No. It's y'all make it seem like, well, she has the right to change her mind, her body, her choice. It is your body, your choice. But you know what else sucks about that? It's your body, your choice crap. The moment you get pregnant and the dude tells you he don't want you to have the baby. But guess what? It's your body, your choice, so you can still keep the baby, right? So stop with that nonsense, my body, my choice crap. It kills me. You know what? No, hold on. I'm sorry, brother. Real talk. Let me get to the meat and potatoes with this. Ladies, respectfully, I don't respect y'all when you say your body, your choice. Because at the same time, when you don't want something happening in your body, it's okay. But when a man doesn't want it, it's not okay. So stop using that and stop manipulating men with that my body, my choice crap. Once again, it's still a form of manipulation. Stop using that crap. Stop. No, it's annoying. It's unfair to us men. Bottom line, because you chose to lay down with this dude and you chose to do all this stuff, but because this brother tells you, listen, I'm not ready to be a father, I don't want you to have that baby, you still go and have that baby regardless of the fact. But when your ass ain't ready to be a mother, it's okay for you to go get the, you see what I'm saying? Because it's your body, your choice. That's crazy work. So you rather have this, I'm going to make him a father, but you don't want to make yourself a mother.
But that goes to the point of what I was
please, and your body, dead me with that crap.
It's the standard, right? If you're uncertain about something, you're confused about something. For me, that's an automatic no. That's an automatic no. That's the best place you could be in that situation, even if you're wrong about something, because you don't know which strife you could have brought about a situation. A lot of times, I don't think people understand if you change one thing, it changes everything. Right? You don't believe me? Go to the nearest body of water that's perfectly still and just tap it with a stick or your finger and watch how it ripples all the way across. So it's the same thing that happens in life. You have to have that standard to understand that this moment can change literally everything.
They just killed me, bro. We talked about this last week, and I could keep bringing up the same scenario. They want to say their body, their choice. They want to say, oh, it's mine. This is my box. X, Y, and Z is your box. But guess what? When that man comes into you without no condom on, is it still your box? Is it still your choice? Yes. It ain't his choice. It is still your choice. You chose to give this man something. You chose because you knew the consequences of getting pregnant. You knew the consequences, but you still chose anyway to give this man something. And then the fact that this brother just told you, I don't want to have no babies. I'm not ready to be no father. Oh, you're gonna make him a father, even though he's not ready. But guess what? You, as the woman, had the opportunity to walk away from that dude without a condom, but you chose not to. And no, come on, Roxy, don't do that. Don't do that. My box, your gift. That's not it. We're not going to do that. I love you as much as I love you, Roxy, but I don't agree with that. To me, that's bogus because you opened your legs and you decided to give me some, regardless of the fact, as a man, you women decide who gets the cookie or not. Straight up and down. And for the simple fact that y'all women know that these dudes ain't got no condom on, you were playing Russian roulette with your punani, and you still want to give him some. You know what? Because you already know he ain't gonna pull out. He gonna wind up ejaculating in you. You might even get pregnant just from the pre. Y'all be.
Bro, see, that's the part though that annoys me though about us men. Like, I was just counseling a young lady the other day, and she told me how this dude was, I love you, you know, this and that, and he did that. He came through without protection, and then got her pregnant. Then 2 or 3 days later, you know, she gets a message from another woman like, hey, do you know this guy? Because we've been together longer than they have been together. And so my issue is with the dude initially, like, bro, what is in your brain that's making you take these type of risks with women out here in this culture? So I think everybody has 100% of responsibility. Like even the whole, like when we say 50-50, to me it's 100-100. I don't do half stuff. It's whole. I'm giving my whole life, my whole body, my whole mind, my whole spirit, and I think it should be the same way on the other side. So in that situation, in those scenarios, my issue is, why are you coming to the room without protection? And both of y'all bogus, and both of y'all guilty. So now if she decides, hey, I'm going to keep this baby, regardless of what you're doing, you're the initiator of the one that's at fault because you're the one came out there without your weapon.
But
and that's just idiotic to me.
No, and I get what you're saying, but And here's the get you gotcha. If this man, and ladies hear me very clearly, if this man tells you, I do not like wearing protection, he already warned you. He told you his boundary. I do not like wearing prophylactics. So, once again, I do not like wearing prophylactics. I don't wear condoms. I don't like how they feel on me. I like it raw. You still, as the woman, give this man some. When you are the gatekeepers of sex, not us, women, you have the right to get up and walk away. But you, as the woman, still decided to cock open your legs and give that man some. Who is held responsible now? Him or her?
See, that's the thing right there, because it's that fine line between responsibility and accountability.
You hear this dude talk about, hold on, time out. Bro, where you at talking about men are the gatekeepers of childbirth? Are you?
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Blue, come on, bro. Listen, you're going to have to.
Here we go, bro.
You know what? Let me leave him alone.
It's like this. The thing is that responsibility and accountability, right?
You ain't coming up with your nonsense, bro.
Is when my brother Ford says, hey, D, I need you to do X, Y, Z. I say, bet. Now, I'm supposed to do it to a certain level because he's going to be He's going to be held accountable for how the results come out. Because he has tasked me with the responsibility of this. So responsibility is what you're tasked with. Accountability is what you have to answer for what happens.
Right.
Say that again, bro. That was heavy.
No, that was dope. No, he's right. Yeah, say that one more time.
Responsibility is what you're tasked with. Accountability is what you have to answer for of the results that happen.
Correct. But what I'm saying is this, right?
No, you're saying the same thing, right?
Right, we're saying the same, exactly.
He was being irresponsible in his responsibility, saying, I don't wear condoms.
No.
Right? But then a baby comes out of the situation, and we're not promoting that this is what it is.
But the thing is, the baby only came because she chose at that moment to be irresponsible. She made an irresponsible decision by knowing if I give this man some.
They both made an irresponsible
No, sister. No.
Well, he's responsible because he told her I don't wear condoms.
What I'm saying is he's holding himself accountable. I'm holding myself accountable for telling you straight up my boundary. Now we talking about boundaries, right?
Remember the discussion we had with a young lady last week? It went like this, Ford. Remember I said you're in the vehicle by yourself, right? You're going 45 miles an hour, and there's a sign that says sinkhole 5 miles ahead. There's a sign that says sinkhole 3 miles ahead. There's a sign that says sinkhole 1 mile ahead. You did not take any opportunity to turn around or find a different route, right? And that's what brother's saying. Dude coming to you saying, I don't wear condoms. Like,
he's an irresponsible man holding him.
What you think about this, Ford? The finest woman that you can think of comes to you and says, hey, I like you, I want to be with you, but I have herpes.
Exactly. So you still gonna lay down with that chick, even though she's fine and she got herpes. This is what I'm saying. This is what people don't understand. He is the most irresponsiblest man. When the moment a man tells a woman what he's not doing to her for her anatomy, hey, I'm not wearing condoms. I don't wear condoms. He's irresponsible. But you, as a responsible woman, supposed to be responsible. Your body, your choice. So you are responsible for what you do, for your actions. He already told you he's irresponsible. The moment this man said he doesn't protect himself, that should be a red flag to you as a woman. If he don't protect himself with me, how many other women that he slept with like that? But you don't think about it. You decide, guess what? I'm going to play Russian roulette with my body. I'm going to give this irresponsible ass man some. So who's that? So once again, who's at fault? Is it the irresponsible man, or is it that irresponsible woman? Is her body, her choice? She chose to do it. He didn't force her. He didn't manipulate her. She made a sound. Come on, Top.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I know where Ford's going, I think, and men should be accountable because he's the leader in that. But if a man tells a woman, hey, I don't wear condoms, he's not a leader. Or he's leading you to damnation. That's where he's leading. And if you sign up for that, you are solely responsible for what happens after that. That's on you. That's not on the man. The man has already told you he trash. He told you, come on, I'm Oscar the Grouch. Let's go to Grouch Land. Let's get this trash can. You went in there. If you come out smelling like garbage, that's on you. It's not the man's fault. He even told you he was dysfunctional. I land.
So look, my thing is not necessarily is if the man is at fault. I think we're using a very generalized example because one of the things I know, it takes skill. Maybe not in this day and age because it's 2026, but it takes skill, or it took skill to get a woman to lay down and open herself to you. You wasn't just getting the box. You had to have word for it.
Nah, bro, no, Ford, nah, come on, bro. It don't take no skills.
Bill, I already gave that caveat, bro. I already said maybe not today, but we wasn't born in this generation. We were born in the 80s and before.
And I'm telling you, it didn't take no skills back then.
I'm saying getting to the point that where we are right now, it took skill to get a woman to lay down. So what I'm saying is, in this example, we have to consider the man is going, just like what I said earlier about my associate. He's using all the tricks in the bag to get her to convince her to lower her boundary to do said thing. So yes, she has the information, but now we're dealing with an emotional creature who's not thinking accurately, especially if he's using all of these tactics to get her to say yes, to get her to cry, okay.
Because that's a form of manipulation.
Because now he's crossing boundaries, using boundaries as manipulation. So I'm going to tell you my boundary. I don't like condoms. But now I'm using it to manipulate you because I didn't got you drunk. I didn't maybe get you.
See, now you added. Don't add all that X night. See, no, I get you. That that was smooth. How you slid that in there. But no.
Because I like the fact that he said that, because then that also ties into where it comes down to the beginning, like you're saying, that whole transparency aspect. That's not a trend. There we go. So if he been real with her from the get, like, hey, this is what I want, he probably wouldn't have to go through all of that. He probably wouldn't have, and he probably could have saved him time, money, and effort, right? He could have. He really could have avoided that. It could have just been a good old day, him going to go watch the damn game at Buffalo Wild Wings or something. Who knows? Had he done that? But and again, the problem is this. It's there's a point. My brother Top hit on it. I live in a trash can. Don't come get in this sorry sack of shit and think you're gonna come out of it smelling like roses. That's the thing. That's the cognitive dissonance that's happening so much, is that people are going to go lay down with flea infested areas and expecting not to get bitten. That's the issue. So who is supposed to be accountable in said situation? Because you didn't have fleas before you went over there.
But now you got
the fleas were already there.
Yep, and you ain't got no flea collar on. You took it off. Nasty. I'm gonna say it like this. They need to bring some of y'all women, some of y'all need chastity belts. I'm gonna keep it buck. They need to bring the chastity belts back for some of y'all. But anyway, let me do this. Let's go to Sweet Paula, because my time is limited. What's up, Sweet? Welcome in, sister.
Good afternoon, y'all. I was just popping in listening to the combo, because I would think the responsibility really is on both, but at the same time, understand what y'all saying. But y'all gotta move like women want babies. And that's how I look at it. Move and assume that you want a baby when y'all doing stuff, because y'all financial future, y'all financial freedom in the future really is at stake. It really is. I mean, they got people that got out here, look, I had a friend who, this lady had a baby for him. And actually, she didn't bother him for years until she needed to get something done and she needed finances. And all of a sudden, he got that child support order. Now, she didn't start off saying, I don't, hey, guess what? You got to come help me. This is your fault. No, she didn't do any of that. But she liked She like baby. She got pregnant. She wasn't gonna offer no baby. That's what it was. So, later years down the line, it caught up with them. So my thing is just move like it's your financial freedom. Because at the end of the day, if there's a baby, two people made a baby, and that could be a problem. That could be a problem. Even if the guy is saying, "Hey, I don't want to wear a condom." There are women out here that's catching diseases from not wearing condoms. So yeah, a baby lying there, they probably gonna have that baby.
Connection.
That man say you don't want the baby or not, and they can fuss all day long. But that lady, if she's not willing to off that baby, or if she one of them weird states where she ain't gonna be able to get it done, there's a baby coming. Yeah, she gonna fuss, she gonna throw a fit, whatever, but she still got that baby in her lap, and that's a problem. I don't think the women really don't think that it's that kind of issue because they're gonna fuss regardless. I think sometimes it's just women talking because they're gonna fuss. It doesn't matter. They're gonna fuss anyway. But I don't think when you lay your head down at night, you know the mistakes you made.
Sweet Paul, I don't mean to interrupt, and I want to ask you this question, and it's not to beat down on women or nothing like that. But my question is, do you think, and even you, Dr. Amy, do you think that women are methodical thinkers at large?
I think women are methodical thinkers, but that does not mean that what they are thinking is a great plan. Say that. Or they can think about it methodically. It doesn't mean that that plan is a good plan. Doesn't mean it's going to be a plan that works out. Doesn't even mean it's a plan in regards to good and not good, or what's right. Because what's right is right. But I'm gonna tell you, I know women think of things 5 ways to Sunday. That's why when I hear these things, I know for a fact that most women, at the end of the day, they know who they are when they go to bed at night, and they know the mistakes they made, the mistakes they didn't make. But they'll just stand up there and they'll pretend like, oh, this is da. What they say ain't nothing. What they're doing, what's the deeds? I ain't worried about what they say. Women lie all day long. So what's the deeds? People lie all day long. They lie all day long. I'm just saying they lie all day long.
Woo, boy. Can I ask you a question, sister? Are you from New Orleans?
Yes, I am.
I could tell. Let's go.
Yes, I am.
I could tell she's from New Orleans. You know how many times she said baby? About 6 times. Come on, Sister Amy. Let's go, doctor. Let's go.
She probably with the students.
I'm listening.
Are you still with the students?
No, that doesn't matter, but I'm just listening to what y'all saying. So the question was, are women methodical thinkers?
Yes.
Just for this. Yeah. I mean, at a greater portion in certain situations, right? So the scenario was laid before was like a man comes to a woman and says, "I'm not wearing condoms," and this is before they even get into the hot and heavy. He is literally telling her, well beforehand, this is what I'm not going to do. And he also didn't give any previews of him being snipped and having that situation taken care of either. Right? So do you think in those situations women are thinking methodically beyond that moment?
Come back to me.
All right.
Amy, I can't stand you.
You know it.
Give me your phone.
Take her phone real quick. So let's do this. What's your name?
Can I say something, Velvet?
Sure you can.
I'd like to get in the keys, though.
Hey,
I got you,
everyone.
brother.
Hello, everyone. I think, I love this conversation. I really think women are mostly, not all, but most women are emotional thinkers, more so than methodical. We deal with the moment where, how we feel in that moment and all that kind of, that's what gets us in trouble. We enter that man. We enter the way he holds us. We enter the way he's kissing us.
Yeah.
We enter the way he makes me feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what gets us in trouble.
All the time.
No, we do have a choice. You were right, Velvet. You were right, Top. All you gentlemen, you were right. Because when you pull on us and we want attention,
We want to be wanted. We want to feel good. We want to feel like somebody cares. We do a lot of stuff. And then later on want to rationalize why we did it. Wish we could back out of it, but now it's done. No, I don't think a lot of us are methodical thinkers. I think we're emotional.
And I love that. Thank you, sister. Come on, brother, because my time is short. Come on, Blue. You came up, you said you wanted to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think that is. I was just saying, I feel like I know that you changed the scenario.
I ain't change. Don't do that, bro. First of all, I'm the host. I'm allowed to change scenarios. But come on, come off mute. Don't do that,
bro. I'm not fighting for time. I'm not fighting for none of that.
Right.
So I'm just saying again. So the original scenario that we were talking about is that a woman changes her mind in the midst of sex.
Correct.
And what I hear you say, that is a manipulation. If you go through a Burger King line and when you get to the window, you decide, you know what, I don't want Burger King, I want McDonald's. That's not manipulation. That's making a different choice. And so it's problem. It's not to say that some women aren't manipulative and those could be manipulative situations. However, to say that that's manipulation and to say oh, that's a problem and this and that and the third, and then to say, well, women have her body, her choice, and then say, but it negates everything you say before that.
Yep.
This kind of rhetoric is the rhetoric that promotes rape. This kind of rhetoric is the rhetoric that promotes a predatory behavior, because what it does is it emphasizes, a man is emphasizing a woman's responsibility over his own.
So,
and the truth is, you have the responsibility and you have the accountability. You know how you have that? Because you call yourself a leader. If you call yourself a leader in any capacity, in any way, in community, on your job or whatever, then that means you have to take leadership. And in leadership, if anybody's ever been in leadership and ever had a leadership role and been a good leader, you know that it rises and it falls on the leader. It starts and it stops with the leader. So I can't tell my people, I can't tell my boss, right, my director, and say, oh, shoot, my underlings didn't do what they were supposed to do. They're like, okay, you're fired. Okay, you're getting rid of. Because as the leader, you are in charge. Now, here's the thing. I think there's a generation of men who are not used to this kind of thing. The truth is, sexual harassment wasn't even illegal until the 80s.
But we weren't even talking about sexual harassment. See, now let me rephrase. Now hold on. You bought. No. Hold on. D, I got this. Real talk.
So this kind of pathology.
Watch this.
It's common in men, and especially older men.
Watch this.
What I will tell you is, it's a problem when men don't understand consent.
So now I'm gonna slow walk you real quick.
You could be upset that she decided something different, but for you to say, "Oh, that's manipulation," and that's, like I said, that's the rhetoric of predators.
Okay.
And it sounds very dangerous to me.
Okay, now let me slow walk you real quick. First of all, when I said that, had nothing to do with grape. You brought all that in there because that's your thought process. Has nothing to do with anything about that. All I said was this, and I will say it, and I'm going to quote and say it one more time so that way you can get a better understanding of where I'm coming from. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure. This black man on this fucking platform does not promote that shit. So don't bring that to my house. That's number one. Straight up and down. I don't promote it, nor do I even live with that crap. So don't bring that to my house, talk about, this conversation, because you came in the conversation. So maybe that's your mindset. That's number one. Number two, when I said that it was manipulation, you didn't even catch what I said before that. If we're in a relationship and you set your boundaries in the beginning of the relationship, what did I say? When does setting boundaries become manipulation? She manipulated the entire relationship without even telling the man what she doesn't do in the beginning, which thus gives this man an opportunity to learn how he's supposed to move with such women. But she chose to wait for an intimate moment to sit and tell said man what she doesn't want to do right then and there. That does not mean that this man is going to force her to do something. That doesn't mean that this man is going to grape her to do something. Because once again, like I said before, he was a good dude. He wasn't like all them other men that she dealt with. But you didn't catch that part. All you thought was, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say, well, you know, that gives me predator this, predator that. If you heard the conversation, instead of coming in mid-conversation, then want to come up with your analogies, my brother, respectfully, understand where I come from. I speak when I say certain things, I say certain things for a reason. At the same time, like I said, he was a good man. He did everything correct for this woman. But when it came to a part of them getting intimate and laying down, at that moment, she decided to set her boundary, which she should have set that in the beginning, which is what we were talking about the entire time. Setting boundaries had nothing to do with him, becoming a grape artist or manipulating her to do anything. I never even added the manipulation part. All I said was, once again, in the beginning, if you know that you are in a relationship with someone, you should set your boundaries during the relationship, not in the dating phase, in the relationship phase. So that way I know, at least I know how I need to move with you accordingly. And you know how to move with me accordingly. So that way I know if this is the woman that I truly want to be, because I don't like your boundaries, I'm not cool with that, then guess what? It gives me an opportunity as the man to make a sound decision whether I want to stay or whether I want to go. And the same thing with that woman. If she set a boundary with this man in this relationship, guess what? If he can't oblige by the boundaries that I set, then I have the right as a woman to walk away from this man because you're not agreeing with my boundaries. That's what it's all about. Had nothing to do with anything else. And y'all took the whole thing that I just said and tried to make it something that it wasn't even. That's all I said. Because we are in an intimate situation, me as a man, if I know that I have sexual desires, I need to set that boundary and tell that woman, once we become in a relationship, listen, I have a high sex drive. So I'm just letting you know I have a high sex drive. Can you keep up with me? See, that's giving her an opportunity to see if she's willing to deal with me as a man. Not me telling her, get in a relationship with her, and then all of a sudden, I got a high sex drive. She doesn't realize it. And now I'm forcing myself. First of all, I don't condone any man to force himself on any woman. That's first and foremost.
Blue is a solid dude. I would vouch for him.
No. Let him finish.
No, it's not about letting me finish.
Hold on. Let him finish. Bro, I don't know if you like aggravated or something.
I'm far from.
I ain't got no beef.
No, that's not me, brother. Listen, we ain't got no beef, man. It's just Blue. Hold on. Let me tell you about me. Before you say anything, Blue. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, give me 1 second, please. Blue, give me 1 second, brother. Let me tell you about me. We will never have beef. Number one, I got nothing but love for you, my brother. This is just me. When I get passionate about how I say things, this is just me. Respectfully.
Respect.
I have my brothers will tell you, I have no, when I get passionate, I just speak a certain type of way.
He wasn't here for.
Right. No disrespect to you, brother. I would never.
No disrespect taken and no disrespect.
Okay. As long as we got that, listen, that's what I love, man.
All I'm saying is this, and it's not to negate what you're saying about accountability. I think everybody is has accountability, has to operate in accountability. What I'm saying is that as a man, especially as Black men, we do not have the privilege to hold the woman accountable more than we hold ourselves accountable. And that's just for the simple fact that one, we are leaders. Two, we if that woman is not accountable and I'm accountable, I still protect myself. As far as it's concerned, even if that man says, let me back it up. What I will say is this. I think we place more responsibility. It is wrong for us to place more responsibility on the other person than it is ourselves.
Correct.
Because at all points, there's a stopping point where I can say, I don't want to deal with this person anymore.
Correct.
Right. And so whether you're a woman or a man, there is always accountability to go around. And that's not fault. I'm not talking about fault or blame. My definition of accountability is
taking account of all parts. It's like a mathematical equation, right? So it has to balance out. So yes, like both people are accountable to the actions that they do, right? Me particularly, I don't believe that there's such thing as a good man. I think there's flawed men that mean well. I don't think
I can agree with that.
Yeah. So like at any given time, a person who means well could make the less responsible mistake or less responsible decision. And that's why we need accountability. My thing is just, as a man, I'm more apt to hold other men accountable, and I allow women to hold other women accountable because I feel like it's the most effective. And if I teach my son, my nephew, my cousin, my student, what consent is, and at the point that this woman is like you saying, I wouldn't deal with that woman, because if that woman decides, hey, I'm not sure, consent is an enthusiastic yes, and I tell women I don't want it unless it's enthusiastic.
But Blue, you know what? I like you, bro. I like this. Your man, awesome. This your man's. All right, I like your man. Real talk. All right, you know how I get down. I like your man. So you yeah, you got some residency over here, Blue. I like you, brother. Real talk.
Here's the thing, though, right? And I think what happens too is that when we come on these panels, and so many people are conditioned and they lack luster from being stimulated from discussion that goes against the grain, right? They are truly prepared for damage. They're not prepared for victory. Let me say that again. They are truly prepared for damage. They're not prepared for victory. So we were not talking about the dishonest. We were not talking about the creep. We were not talking about the manipulator. We were not talking about the scoundrel. We were not talking about the scammer. We were talking about the solid brother. We're talking about the decent brother. We're talking about the trying brother. We're talking about the one that you really want to say, hey, Dad, this man is a good man. I just need you to ask him a couple more questions that I can't think about. We're talking about that brother. So when y'all come over here and you see this brother's light on, and you see some of these brothers is in this panel, know that the goal is to move forth in a family unit, not you to go and make a family. Let's understand that to move forward in a family unit, which means that there's a respect level there that you're going to get without yield. So if you're not comfortable or you haven't accepted that level of peace, that level of love, then I would encourage you to go and find the rest of the men ain't shit, women ain't shit discussion.
That part. And that was coming from, that was real light skin of you, bro. And I love that, man. That was real light skin. Look, I'm trying to recruit more chocolate brothers. Come on with us, Blue. I'm trying to get us brown skin brothers on the map. All day, every day.
What borough?
Boogie down, baby.
Listen, you should have just led with that. I know exactly. I love the city, bro. I love it.
Yeah, he said I should have just led with the war. First of all, I'm from the Bronx. So let me tell you. Nah, we good, baby. Where you from, yo?
Yo, I'm in Jersey, but
what part? Don't tell me Jersey City.
Nah, bro, I'm in Trenton. I'm all the way down.
Ooh, damn. Oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
I come to the city like often.
Well, I ain't in there no more though. I'm in PA now.
Oh, where you at in PA?
I'm in the Burbs.
Oh, so you about like 2 hours?
Yeah.
Like an hour, 2 hours?
Yeah, hour and a half, 2. Yeah, I'm in the Burbs. But I want to say something that you said that I love, right? Men hold men accountable more than women hold women accountable. Most women will agree with another woman's rhetoric. I see it all the time on this app. I see it all the time. I'm not saying all, Dr. Amy, Lynn. I'm just, no, it's the truth. I see it all the time. A woman will sit up here and say something and women be like, that's right, girl. That's right, girl. Not holding them accountable, talking about, girl, you bugger for doing that. They be like, that's right. And be sending the claps and what you call those little snap thingies. But a brother be like, nah, bro, I got some pushback, my dude. You wrong. You wrong, bro, for even with that train of thought. So men do hold men accountable more than women do.
Can I ask a question or two questions? Because that was the first question. And this is, I guess, is specifically to women, because I don't disagree that when I see in public, I see more men holding women accountable. Do I? Yeah, I do. Do women hold women accountable in private spaces, y'all?
Heck
Do
no.
you hold more women accountable in private spaces than public spaces?
Heck no.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna say it like this. It's not, or it didn't used to be we pull people into the arena. See, women didn't have to watch the show. We didn't have to watch. See, the men need to be men outside. So when they're getting held accountable, other men are doing this in front of other men. It's like an example. Let me tell you what women used to do. Women used to pull people aside.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You know, this is da-da-da-da. Or women start cutting people off. Or let's remember now, women used to stay heavy in church. We cut them in the church groups. You know, sister, you know what you're doing da-da-da-da. So it was never really women having to pull somebody out in public. We didn't have to do that because we would catch them somewhere else. Because I'm gonna say this again. If you stick with the belief, and this is not all women, so women don't take this the wrong way, but if you stick with the belief that women all lie all day long, then yeah, and them claps and them, girl, you right, that's a lie too. They out here putting on a show. Women
Clock
leave
it.
the house to put on a show, but the show doesn't include telling them where they're wrong. And that's the only, because women didn't need that for display at one point. Nowadays it's looking a little different. But no, there would be women that would catch these women somewhere else, because guess what? A woman's gonna feel it when she's telling a story and another woman is looking at her like she's crazy.
And I think too,
Clock that T, baby. Clock that T.
Like birthday parties. When you know when people
I will piggyback off of Miss Sweet Paula and say this, that the biggest thing that I've seen is that the quality women like Miss Paula and Amy are the minorities. So they would take that aspect, Blue, and say, well, me and my friend group, right, they would make it applicable across the board.
Well, excuse me, I'm a quality woman also. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Ms.
And
Murray.
is. Tell him, Ms. Murray. You better tell him, sis.
I would not deny that you aren't. I can't sit here and say in good faith.
Excuse me, I'm a quality woman.
But I have yet to spend, any real time with you in discussion. So it's not to belittle you, ma'am. So forgive me if it came that way.
Okay, I heard something. Listen, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm about to transition real quick, bro.
Yeah, I got to.
Always an honor, man. Bless
Boy, you already know, baby. We be back on Wednesdays, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I got to transition too. I got to get ready to get out of here.
Love y'all. Salutations. Be strong.
Salutations to you as well, my brother. Peace and blessings.
Appreciate you, man, for
Blue, you good, baby. You good, bro. You my listen. That's what we do over here, man. We the funny part, and you came in the same way D Awesome came into my life. I was like, yo, hold up, son. Like, nah, brother got me on.
Actually, I didn't. I said something. He was like, "What you talking about?"
Yeah.
So, it was received the same way.
It was received.
Like I said, all you gotta say is, "I'm from the BX, born and bred." I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, nah, because D Awesome said something. I was like, yo, what you talking about, bro? Yo, hold up. Hold on.
I came in real Texas, like
Yo, he came in real Texas. I'm like, yo, hold up. Yo, whose son?
I was like, the other fellas that was around, they didn't know how to take it, because then I got to talking, and that's when he was like, oh.
Okay.
All right, I like this dude. He said this in real time. After I said what I said to respond, like, I like this dude.
I just said, and you know what, Velvet? Well, no. You gotta go. Go ahead.
No, first of all, to my sister Roxy, you better not retire. I love your trolling badge. Thank you. I appreciate it because it amps me up. And I want to say this to the ladies in the comments. Y'all know how to get under my skin a little bit. And I thank y'all, because it's challenging to hear when sisters come on the live and they be in the comments and they have their opinions. I love it. Continue to be great who you are and do not stop. If I invite you up on the platform, ladies, come up. I'm not here to attack you. I'm here to have conversations. And I appreciate all the women that came in today that was here earlier, and they was in the comments and y'all was commenting with it. Listen, I appreciate that, because that's what it's all about. It's a live here where you have the opportunity to express how you feel. Your opinion does matter. And I respect your opinions. I have the right to challenge your opinions, but at the end of the day, it's your opinions and I respect it. That's why I challenge it, because I respect it. If I didn't respect your opinion, trust me, I'd be like, yo, get out of here, pack her up. But of course, we ain't pack nobody up. So thank all the sisters, to all the brothers, to all the people that came up on the platform today. Listen, thank you. I love y'all guys, man. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the gifts, which I don't really ask for. All I ask for you guys is for your participation and for you to just come in and tap the screen and maybe share it out and do whatever the case may be. But this is what we do over here. This is a live right here. It's all opinions based. Everything I do is based on your opinion and how you truly think. As the sister says, we allow people to think freely. I want you to think freely. I want to challenge your thought process, of course, but you have the right to challenge mine as well. That's what makes us great.
Think differently.
Yes.
It's the permission to think differently, not freely.
Listen, we here to put the work in. We here to put the work in. Yes, what'd you say, clock in the T? And to Sister Amy, you know we always appreciate you, sister.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a big sister.
That's
for
what
us.
it is. Sister Amy, Dr. Amy and Donald Gasper, they have a thing that it's for me, you podcast, and it is giving you the permission to think differently.
Exactly. And I love
for those that don't understand, it's not that they actually have the actual authority to not give you permission.
But you know what I'm waiting to see, right, bro? I'm waiting to see them clocks. But I ain't see the clocks all day, so which means the wife let me come out and play with y'all on a Monday.
It's just the obliging of it all. The fact that you should be given the space to have your observation and make an assessment thoroughly versus what you are familiar with. My brother Donovan reminds us all the time is that in order to get the results you've never had, you must do something you've never done. And so the thought process has to be the thing that changes before the action ever does. You know, people have this fairy tale myth of life that, oh, I'm just going to do it differently, but you have to then think about it differently. Your approach has to be very different. Either where you've been highly aggressive, you might need to come in superiorly subtle. If you've been superiorly subtle, you might need to be super aggressive. If you've been tried one or the other, you want to be somewhere in between. You got to find that nucleus, that balance of where it comes. So it comes to a point where you have to make these adjustments. You must be able to pivot. That's all that is.
Well, I love that. Thank you, my brother. Again, I want to thank each and everybody. Real talk. I want to thank the people that came up on the panel today. I love y'all, man. You know how I feel about y'all. And for the new brother that just came to the family, man, welcome in, Blue. I appreciate you, man. I love your perspective. I love your train of thought. And you actually challenged me a little bit. I like that. Because he had me like, hold on, I'm getting like, wait a minute. Yeah, I was like, he's not here. He didn't hear what I said. Nah, bro.
Word like, bro, it's not you. It's the 20-year-old that's listening to this. And they don't have the prerequisite. Because you had, like me and you've been, like the other brother, we've been in an era where respect for women was... Watch out. Not to say that all brothers in our era did it, but what I'm saying is like, it's a lost art now.
Right.
Like that's not even the baseline no more.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just my concern for the young cats coming up that really just don't even know. But you're right. You're not wrong in what you're saying at all, bro. Not wrong in what you're saying.
Listen, I want to tell you this. You need to pull up on Fridays then. Like Monday and Wednesdays is good, but Fridays is where it goes down. We do it like Fridays is definitely an all men's platform. We do all the brothers here, and you know, it's very informative. We it's a chance. It's a place for us to be vulnerable, and at the same time, we get open. We joke, we laugh, you know, and we just touch and agree, and that's the beauty of what we do.
Okay. So I definitely will drop through, bro.
Yeah, already followed you, so you ain't gotta worry about it. You're gonna get the invitation regardless.
Okay. All right.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 1:10. We are at 174,000 likes. I appreciate everybody for the taps. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for reposting. Thank you for coming. I truly appreciate it. Because like I always say, without me, there is no you. Or without you, there is no me. Let me rephrase that. So you guys are the ones that make these lives possible. You in the comments. It's not us here up on the platform. We're just here talking. But the ones that come into the live, the ones that share the live, the ones that be in the comments matter a lot to me. So I thank each and every person that had the opportunity to pull up. So with that being, is this my sister Frenchie trying to come up? I knew it was Frenchie. Frenchie, I'm leaving. Dang it! What?
Come up for a second.
I know. Come on, Frenchie.
I'm at work, guys. I didn't mean to come up. I'm just in the chat working before I head out. I'm teleworking today.
So that's what you came up here. Okay, so Frenchie's in the chat.
Guys. I didn't hear what was going on.
We miss you too, Frenchie, but you've been hanging out with somebody else.
I need some great warrior brothers for me. So when I find that right one, or when that one find me, I'm definitely gonna hit you guys up.
Well, we're gonna talk about being that you said that.
I need some protection.
We're gonna talk about that on Wednesday.
Here's the thing, Frenchie. Monday mornings. All right, come join us on Monday when we do the men's prayer.
Yes.
So in that midst, you just can touch and agree, and whatever's supposed to come your way is gonna definitely come your way. So
definitely, most definitely.
Yeah, y'all need to pull up those. Them lives be awesome. That Monday morning prayer would be awesome. Them, it's amazing. It changes. It changed me. Make me feel different every day. I look forward to that. Sometimes be like, yo, it's 9 o'clock. He ain't on yet. I gotta text him.
What time y'all come in the morning? Because I do work.
We do 9 o'clock. We do 9 Eastern Standard Time. Yes.
Okay, cool. We have our meetings. I try to. That's the thing. We have our meetings.
But we don't normally start out. We don't normally start till about 9:30. We come on at 9. We politic for about 30 minutes, and then at 9:30.
Try to get everybody in that won't in, because one thing is I will go live, and for some reason as of lately, it's been taking a while for like my people to catch it. So I get a bunch of random people come in first. I'm like, you get in here first. But once they get in there, then we get situated. Then we go ahead and kind of, set the tone, and then we commence to the silence. And then after the silence, we break in. We had a prayer, and then we go ahead and chop it up, and then we come back over here.
But that's wonderful, because we all need each other. All jokes aside, we all do need each other. On TikTok or outside of TikTok, as far as coming together. Put our differences aside and just, keep our prayers, for one another, and uplift each other, and be that ambassador for Christ.
And see, I met Frenchie. Y'all don't know. I met Frenchie in person. I met so many people on TikTok.
I met him and his lovely wife. I met him and others. Yeah. And Bev is down to earth. Bev and the rest of the crew that was there, they are definitely down to earth. And I respect each one of them. And I'm saying it respectfully.
And we respect you too, sister.
Touch bases with quite a few people at the soiree that Sister Lisa was gonna hold down in Nowlands for.
Oh man, you was going there too?
Yeah, I already had August set off.
Yo, I had everything. We had everything set. We was ready to jump on the plane. It was supposed to be last week, and we would have been chill.
When I talked to her last, she said that she was thinking about still going down there, but then try to probably look at some other venues to probably push it toward the end of this year. Yeah. But keep that woman in.
Yeah, we gotta keep Lisa being prayer. She's another one. But yeah, we was already set. We was about to go down there. Don't stop. I was about to be backing that thing up.
Somebody say you out here cheating in spades, man. They say you got extra cards tucked in your sleeve.
Who said that?
That is a serious allegation. You gotta have video evidence.
And they said you had 2 ace of spades in your sleeve.
What?
They said he had a draw for it?
They say he would
get out of jail free.
He said he had a draw for it and 2 reverse cards. Y'all crazy.
Hey, Blue. They said he had the big spade every game when somebody else had the big spade.
Who said I was? Wait. Who said I was cheating the spade? Janice. Jan, I never played spades with no Janice. Who the heck is Janice? I ain't never played spades with you, Janice. Don't be sitting there fabricating.
Now he been blind 10 and making it every time.
Right.
Jan. I know who that is. Janice, listen. Just because you got spanked. So let me tell you the story. Let me tell you the story real quick. No, I'm about to tell you the story real quick. So we out there in we in Cleveland, right? So we Janice's family. So we out there, we playing spades, whatever. It's her and her mom's, me and my stepson. We out there, boom, we out there. Yo, when I tell you we were putting the smack down, we were smack, boom, bam, smack, boom, bam. She was like, I don't know how y'all doing this. I said, I'm gonna tell you how, because I'm from the boogie down Bronx, baby. You heard? I said, I've been playing spades since spades had an S. Yo, it was just all you heard was smack, boom, bam, game over. walked out the crowd. So I got to go back now. I'm done. She said, "Live." Well, Janice, you know we could do it again, sister. This time we could record it. Matter of fact, the next time we play spades, when the family's together, I'm gonna go live so that way people can see the truth.
And break out a new deck of cards.
Exactly. Get some new cards. Not the one. And look, and a matter of fact, they were their cards. I didn't even have none.
That ain't good.
Each on your own deck.
Exactly. Be at their own deck.
Messing up the church's money,
She said for sure.
Exactly. She know. Nah, that's my sister. She good money. What's up, Janice? How you doing? I hope you enjoyed the live, sister. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, I do got to roll out. I got to get ready. I got to decompress from TikTok and then regroup and elevate myself to get ready for work. So
Appreciate you, brother.
I got to get out. I got to get my mind off of TikTok now and just put my
We as a community get a Spade King together. I got a deck of cards with a bullet in it.
You probably no. I'm not playing with your cards. You know I'm not playing with her cards because all the spades got corners bent. I'm done.
I'm just gonna say this, right? Because there's a federal judge amongst us, and your name is murder, and you talk about you got death cards. I'm just gonna say this. Hey, feds, listen. In no shape and form, I'm associated.
Not I.